Gotta do it.
I might as well just like glue that button to your finger at this point.
Still my ringtone right now.
Look, I don't know if Kumino Slayer is gonna I don't know if the sounds have leaked out yet for the toy yet, but
the toy
I don't know.
They did.
Does it sound better? Does it
okay? It was a good recording on whatever they record on. It didn't sound the toy itself didn't sound like it was a good quality toy. But the jingle has potential, so I'm waiting for it to be in the show to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, because honestly, this entire week, I've been on complete internet shutdown because I've been busy playing Zelda. Hell, the beginning of my Geeks review kind of shows off. I kind of just went all natural. I have not been I did not shave at all for 4 days. I was just playing Zelda nonstop. And then I was like, shit, it's Thursday. I got to do these reviews. So I had to go ahead and just spend my entire day yesterday getting all that done. So in terms of anything going on, in terms of leaks, I've gotten some of the information in which we'll go over that whole toy clusterfuck that we got late last night, early this morning, along with it's a very nice promo video that I didn't know what I was getting into until I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. Oh, wait, what? Godzilla, what's going on? And yeah, so that was an entire moment in itself. But of course, we'll be going over superhero time, as well as some toy images that we've gotten for Spider Kumino's actual mech that we've been getting some box shots of, and it looks pretty damn good. So joining me this week, we got Ash, the Oxy 360. How are you this evening?
I am good. I've also been on the Tears of the Kingdom train for the past couple of days. Get home from work, play it, and I stayed up till 2 a.m. last night playing it as well. So I can't wait to jump back into it. It's going to be a long experience, and I'm excited to continue it.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the stream started, and you can tell the deficit in terms of how much time. Actually, Cloudy, you've been playing the game too. How many shrines have you done so far?
57.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. I've done the least. I've done 22.
I've done 98.
Yeah.
Jokes on you. I've done 0.
I've stopped doing shrines. I'm doing something else.
Yeah, I mean, I got to the point now where I gotta progress the story because I'm just like, okay, I've done the majority.
I haven't unlocked the camera function yet. I've been too busy. There's so much to do.
There is.
I don't think I've unlocked that as well. I know you can sort of zoom in with it.
Literally, all you have to do is go back and talk to someone. I just haven't bothered.
Look, I got to a point where it's just the first thing I did when I dropped down was explore the depths, and I just stayed there for 5 hours straight during my first time. So it was just ridiculous.
You must have a lot of pose.
Yeah, too much, too many. I'm practically giving them out.
Did you get that cool armor you can get with some of the pose?
Yes, I did, because I got the secret goddess statue.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, there's some nice stuff there. Mark, who's not been on the Tears of the Kingdom train.
I've been a functioning adult all week.
Oh,
I'm
how's
not
that
degenerate. It's horrible, honestly. Nothing. Just I'm here. I'm here this week. I'm not busy doing stuff and being, I have a computer again. Yay.
Nice. Also, real quick, yes, I was also watching the Henshins and Homies live stream before getting on here because they were interviewing Tom Constantine. So if you guys get a chance, do check out their channel because, of course, the VOD will be up with the interview that they actually had with Tom Constantine. Nice get for them. Dramatically. Gotta do it. That's some high-tier status stuff right there.
And Michael was on the Toku house party last week too.
Oh man, these guys are just making the circuit.
Yeah, they're doing good.
I really should just try and reach out, but I've been too on away from the internet this week, completely. So it's all that good stuff. Cloudy, how are you this evening?
Great. Absolutely fantastic. I am not currently still trying to get this evil spirit armor. No, certainly not. Definitely not.
Okay, so real quick, since Mark missed out on being on the stream last week, we did go over some toy stuff, and of course, since he is an avid collector, connoisseur of all things toy and toy adjacent,
Yes.
then I gotta get a little bit of his info when it comes to this. So let me cue this over here, because okay. So first up, Geets numbers. So the Geets numbers, and we had this conversation on Discord a little bit last week regarding if we think all things under the Kamen Rider umbrella fall under this, because Geets in itself hasn't really had a major toy release in months.
Yeah. I think other than the Laser Raise Riser Boost Mark II, nothing.
Yeah,
and
that was the last
Soto. And the
release.
candy toys have been delayed so much that the next one isn't even coming out to August now, and there's nothing on the timeline post Wave like 6 now. So I feel like that's a high number for not a lot coming out, because they haven't even really been releasing any of the Legend Raise buckles either, the little ones. And they've been including most of the newer ones have been with the magazines, and I don't think they count the magazines because that's all their, stuff, Ultraman and Super Sentai and that weird. I think it's
Now,
like
the thing is,
thing.
Because if they are including all the subsequent toy lines under the Rider moniker, of course, with all the CSMs we've got in the pipeline, that's all. If that's all included in their Geets numbers, then essentially Geets might look like probably the best since 01 if they just maintain the 6 point something bill every quarter. Because that would put it outpacing Revice on its average as well as Saber on its average.
I'm curious next quarter though, because Revice and Saber both at 3.2 billion.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it going to fall off? Because the Vision Driver came out too.
The Vision Driver came out. Of course, we've got the Kabuto CSM is coming out around that time as well. So we got to factor that in.
Yeah.
Of course, we obviously the Phi stuff won't be factored in here. That's going to be like the very tail end of things. So
I wish we could see, because we do get US release for stuff. I would love to see the US numbers. Because now we get stuff actually released here. I'm really curious to see how this stuff is doing here in the States.
Yeah, so then the other thing here is King Oger, 1.5 on its first quarter.
That's not bad, because I feel like Don Brothers and Zenkaiser had more in the beginning because they had all the gears, whereas we haven't gotten outside of
there's no collectible gimmicks for this season. Yes,
so
there's
that's
the
not
bug
bad.
But there's the bug aimers, but I've barely seen them get promoted.
Yeah, no one's.
You got the sword and the mech so far. That's it.
Yeah, and the candy toy.
And the mech was like a day one release for it, as opposed to Don Brothers, where we didn't see the Don Oni Taijin until its second quarter. And even then, it was sold out to oblivion, so it didn't become regularly in stock until the third quarter.
Yeah. I'm curious because the next wave of stuff with obviously our Spider stuff, the Legend Shoe God now, because I don't think they counted towards this core. The last one, the Legend Shoe God DX ones.
Yamato Buckle was P Bandai. Like, I hate to. That's not gonna be. If it was a regular retail release, maybe. And the fact that they had to like pretty much tie it into Buffa for like just to try and get those sales figures up, because I would have figured most people probably wouldn't be interested in the Yamato Buckle unless it was promoted with a major writer, and that's probably part of the reason why we got that story of Buffa like starting to go part Yamato, which now is completely undone. So
no, that buckle didn't factor into that sales numbers at all. I'm hard to say all Kamen Rider stuff was included, because when you look at all the Shoto and Soto lines, we had both Soto Fi's Chronicles and the Auto Vagine like premium Bandai sets. We had the Kabuto Wave 2 for their toys. A lot of stuff was being released because there's no way that's all from Geats because nothing came out to justify that price. And all the stuff is on sale constantly on Amazon Japan. So it has to be all Kamen Rider. They just have to probably list it as the current season airing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping the Kingos one. I'm shocked at 1.5 because, like I said, there was no gimmicks for it. And the only Gashapon stuff they have are keychains.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
well, the thing is,
it's
like even for Dawn Brothers, I wouldn't have thought that the Avataro gears would have sold that much because you could essentially recycle the Zenkaiger gears and it reads the same.
Yeah, but kids don't think that way.
But is it really the kids that are getting it?
In the United States, no. Importing it, no. I don't know too many kids here in the States are like, I want some Avatar gears, please.
Graph, I got to completely agree. There has been nothing that's been popping up on any of these toy lines that has like caught my interest yet in terms of spending money.
Speak for yourself, Graph.
Except for the CSMs.
I find a way to spend money.
Look, those CSMs are pre-orders.
Yeah, they don't count.
They don't count yet.
They don't count until they're shipped and fully paid for.
Yep. So there's that aspect. All right. So, any other thing on these toys before we go ahead and move on to our superhero time for this week?
It's tough. Honestly, I'm more curious about what King Odra sales are going to look like more than Geats because I don't know. Like I said, we don't know the breakdown. We don't know what else is included because as far as I'm concerned, you put an asterisk next to Geats because we don't know if other stuff's included because I can tell you from pre-orders aside, we have a lot of stuff coming out. We even had that Titan sword from Kuga come out, and then we have that bow gun thing coming out next, the ray gun thing, whatever the hell it is. I forgot the name of it. There's way too much stuff for CSMs and stuff coming out where it's like, I know Geats is not hitting that good in Japan where it's making 6.6 billion yen in the quarter.
Also, the Kurayami is also coming out.
There's so much stuff. So that's why I'm like, that has to be included in the sales.
Yeah, because I would think, well, then again, the margin markup that's on the buckles in themselves is already ridiculous since there's no electronics in the majority of them. So Bandai's got to be raking in the cash when it comes to anything related to Geats-related stuff to begin with. But then again, we have the Sun Driver from Black Sun. Isn't that like released or getting released fairly soon?
The Black Sun one? Yeah, I know because that one's already out. The Shadow Moon one's not out yet.
Yeah, the Shadow Moon one, they were taking, they're going to start taking pre-orders for that soonish. But I figure that when it comes to Black Sun, just because of the price of that belt in itself,
it's like, $480.
Yeah, then they probably made some decent money off of that. Plus all the O's 10th anniversary stuff that started coming out, like the Birth, CSM and all that stuff. Those are all probably factored into that.
Not to mention all the SH figure arts too. So for Geats, they could have made a lot on those SH figure arts because they were releasing a lot of the Geats one. And while we talk about gimmicks, they also, from a toy standpoint, they're releasing all the Revolve On line of figures too for Geats, where you could buy entry level and different helmets and swap them all out. And then they had the actual display that was the Revolve On that you can twist with the figure in it. So those could have sold a lot in Japan. I don't see anyone from like a content creator US standpoint talking about them, but though they did release a lot of those toys. So there's a lot of Geats toys, just not a lot of show related like drivers and gimmicks that are being released.
So, well, I guess it's like the calm before the storm. Right now, Geats is pumping out nothing, which makes me think that they're just having us save money for whatever gimmick they've got coming out down the pipeline. Because
not buying it.
Because, Kay was probably going to get a proper buckle, and, Geats is going to end up getting his final sometime soon. Yeah. It's probably within the next month. It's likely all within the next month. So
you think we'll get a Buffa form before he gets the axe or no?
Man, no, I think Buffa's going to die and he's either going to croak next week or the week after that. That's my thoughts. There's too many death flags that are being raised up, which is a perfect segue for all right, so on this week's Geats, of course, the Desire Royale has gone ahead and kicked off. Though someone was quick to point out in my comments section, and I did ignore this in my review because it's Geats now, so of course they're not going to show us all these other writers anyway. But of course, last episode, like Seiryu sent so many boxes out there. This episode, it's just the main characters. That's it. Apparently, like their numbers have already dwindled.
Yeah,
like,
I brought that up as well. I'm like, we're down to 6. What happened to like the dozens that like we had a whole scene?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like they were trying to imply that I guess every writer that they had made so far, like, well, with the previous ones, they were like previous writers. But of course, with this one, since they introduced Sarah, that means that we have gotten like new writers in this. But of course, either like Ozma already got to them or what. Otherwise, like, I don't know. It's probably like a V cinema for another day. It's just him going to town on all the new like combatants or something. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Oh, real quick. Tokyo Aaron says, hello, everyone. Congratulations to Mark for making YouTube partner.
Thank you,
Aaron.
Yeah,
congrats.
Thank you. I'm gonna give me a few weeks. I'll start selling out even more. That's the plan in life. I got CSMs to buy. No, but thank you. It was surprising that I hit it, honestly, because I don't put nearly as much effort as my fellow content creators on this dais do with their editing and actually like knowing what I talk about.
Look, last night I was like half asleep putting out my reviews. I was
watching it, but I was laughing
like
so hard because I was like, is he gonna recycle old footage just to make? I thought you were gonna do like a like a clip show. Honestly, I thought you were gonna do a clip show at first, but then I was like, oh, no, he's definitely.
Nope, I definitely look. I had to get to a point in Tears of the Kingdom that I could stop thinking about Tears of the Kingdom for a while, and that's the only reason why. So that's the only reason why like those took so long, because otherwise I've been dreaming Tears of the Kingdom every night, like nonstop. All right, so on to the Desire Royale, and not about Zelda, even though we'll probably circle back to it like 40 more times throughout the last stream. All right, so of course the entire thing right now is gathering up all the old ID cores. And of course, whoever gathers the most by the end of the round gets to instantly make one of the other members conceit. And of course, eyes are on Buffa because of course he got hacks. So of course, that's going to be the main target. That's who I would be gunning for as well. Meanwhile, during this entire process, Gene goes ahead and just surrenders his Glock over to Ace because, of course, he doesn't need this anymore. But, of course, he also doesn't want to see the DGP end. But he also doesn't want Ace to be sad. Too bad Ace actually takes this opportunity to go rebound and goes with Ozma later on. Of course, there's a whole new book that's being worked on for that one. But, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Spicy at that. Also, for people that were asking where I got if that photo of Ace that I use for that that book cover is real, it's legit real. There is a Geats photo book, and I don't know why there's some saucy pictures in there specifically of Ace, but there is some saucy pictures in there specifically of Ace. So yeah. All right, so the scene of the majority of the events is those woods that we constantly see. You know, those same woods that Berba blew up, you know, like 10 episodes ago, but they're fine now. They're perfectly fine. And for some reason, blowing that up didn't do away with the ID cores. No, they just got convenient hiding spots in weird places for some odd reason. And I don't know why. Like, some things really just don't make any sense. And if Subaru actually had to move around all the stuff, then what was even the point? Like, he could have just gathered up those ID cores himself. It's kind of implied that he needs those ID cores before he can move on and leave the current era. But if they just got reset to a different location, some sort of shenanigans is going on that they're not explaining, and they're probably not going to explain. So yeah, during all this tracking, this is probably one of the most hilarious things is just getting Kawa out here in full-on camo gear, trying to avoid being spotted by his sister, pulling out some neat abilities that I didn't even know he had before, such as that cloak of invisibility that we'll see later on. But of course, during all that, they get ambushed by Buffa, showing up trying to do the business. And here it is. The cloak of invisibility has made its appearance. Just so he can trip up Azuma right after Sarah does completely ineffective. This can be completely taken so out of context, but I'm not going to say anything.
That was going to be my thumbnail. Funny story. And there was an arrow pointing and maybe some words on the thumbnail that's like, what's going on here?
You just got to blur it out or put like a black sensor.
I was going to say buffa these nuts on it. Have an arrow pointing down,
God, no.
But I was like, no, I can't do that as a thumbnail. I don't know.
Oh my God.
You just got partner mark. No.
Yeah.
Like, instantly lose it. Instantly lose it. Oh my God. So of course, while all that's going on, we get an interaction between Daichi and Ace, but of course, Daichi bitches out almost instantaneously. So Ace doesn't even get a chance to do any real damage. But that'll come later. Because Daichi, on the other hand, is finding ID cores in weird spots. How? Okay.
No, they literally said we have to recover them from the Jamato, did they not?
Yeah, they did.
There's one in a tree, one behind a sign, one under a rock, and then one in this little shrine box thing. And I was like, why?
The Jamato budget has been lacking. The only Jamato we had was from Natch Sparrow. That was about it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, he was the only one fighting them, and that was it.
Yeah, that's it. What I mean, it's like,
yeah, everybody else has just been out finding stuff, and that's it. He didn't even gather any from the Jamato from what we saw. He's just been also just finding them. So I don't know what was up with the script writing when it comes to this episode in terms of what goes where for these placements. But of course, Daichi, with all of his ID cores gathered up, goes ahead and reveals himself to the ladies. This is another very out of context.
That was my second thumbnail choice. I'm not even joking. I have the templates still in Photoshop.
It's like this is just Daichi out here just revealing the goods out here. Man.
The thumbnail said new Desire driver, but Desire was all italicized with an arrow pointing. I like arrows pointing in my thumbnails now. But I was like, nope, can't do that one either. That one's...
Yep, there's just too many opportunities out here with these shots. Like, so much.
They're doing it on purpose, honestly.
When they see the Zio photo book, right? All right. So, of course, during all this, Azuma's been out here chilling. This is the thing that confused me. Like, Azuma's a working man. Like, doesn't he have an actual, like, place to live? Why is he just shacking it up at a warehouse?
That's the supplies for his construction gig.
this is
Well,
where
why
he
is
goes
he
to
just finished inventory?
Moody.
He's just finished inventory. He's chilling. He's got some new drip. He's doing like the whole like cleaned up, like he took a shower finally thing going on.
The thing is, so this is like construction site. They've got like the one like futon, like that's one of those couch bed things that you can get at like Walmart and roll out. Like that's the only place that he's shacking up. Like that's it. Otherwise, he's not in proper attire. If he is in a warehouse, where's his hard hat?
Also, he hasn't been at that job for like 20, 30 episodes. How does he still have a job?
He's subcontractor, honestly.
He made a wish.
Logistics. He's got a 1099 form.
That's the big aspect that we just don't know about. It's just like we know that these guys actually work. Hell, we've seen Ace still work, even though he's star of the stars of the stars of the stars.
He's was still out in the house for him, and then
nothing. That whole house that's just out there, like gathering dust right now. Like, is Sumity staying? No, she's not. Like, it's crazy.
Well, we don't see where Ace is sleeping.
Cosmic Orchid.
We know
yes. The rent is too damn high. Like, we're just gonna bring that back. Even though it's been like 15 years since that was a meme. But yes. So yeah, while he's chilling out there, Ace just knows where he's at and just gives him that nice beef onigiri so they can go ahead and chill out and just eat some meat together. Just two dudes in an abandoned warehouse eating beef onigiri. You know, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you got to do that. Meanwhile, Sarah, I don't know why she's just wandering out in the streets at night by herself. Like, you would think just go straight home. Like, what's going on with that? Of course, she hears some footsteps and runs into Keiwa. But of course, we find out that it's Kekera that's been tailing her the entire time. So Kekera's definitely just out here being just just adding more fuel to the fire in terms of what I'm anticipating might happen to Sarah on here. So yeah, we're down to 6 contestants from the God knows how many Suido actually put out there. But in the entire process of things, he makes a appearance to Sumiri that, you know, he doesn't really need her input. And after everything is said and done, they're just going to pack up. Right now, they're just doing this for shits and giggles. And it's just because right now, these guys don't need desires. They know the stakes and they've got their own vengeance to like dish out. Like everyone has some sort of personal attachment to what's going on in the game right now. So they don't have to dangle a carrot in front of them anymore for what they need to do. So this is like the last hurrah before they just pack up shop. And of course, they've got the help at the end to support with Niram and Win making their appearance yet again. Of course, during all of this, we've got a new supporter here. Fresh from the Tanuki shop is what was it, Ponichi?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is just Kawa out here spitting game and trying to make sure that Sarah does not fall for Daichi's lies. But, you know, they still fall for Daichi's lies. Meanwhile, Daichi goes ahead and lays the bait and tries to get Ozma in on the entire ruse, saying where Neon and Sarah are going to be just because he wants vengeance for the Disaster arc. Because remember the Disaster arc? Exactly. That was the thing that happened. So, of course, during that, he ends up getting some more items, but runs into Buffa. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Ace runs into the two ladies and just says, I have no quarrel with y'all because I'm down to take the DGP. So it's whatever. And then, of course, there it is. Daichi getting the smackdown from Azuma. And, you know, he cracks his ID core, no problem, but he doesn't break it in half because, of course, Archimetal jumps in, snatches that shit up, letting Daichi go ahead and live out his dream, or rather not dream, of becoming a Jamato that he seed planted in the previous arc. So that's probably going to end up being a thing on there. So yeah, that was this week's Geets. When it comes to things that happen, it was an all right episode, I would say. But I do feel that a lot of what's going on is seed plans for Ozma getting done in. I don't think he's long for this. The fact that he's now seeing eye to eye with Ace, you know, when someone that's been the long-term rival finally starts agreeing with their rival, shit's about to go down for one of them. And it's not going to be Ace because he's the main character. So I think that Ozma is like done within the next like week or so. So I'll throw it over to you, Mark. What do you think?
A lot of backpedaling on characters. Like we had Kawa with his nice speech at Ace at the end of the last episode while Sarah was knocked out about how, you know, he's not done. Like your mom has not, like, you know, made up for her sins. And then he's the comedy act this whole episode, which I hated. Dude, Daichi getting his ID core, that was very visual appealing when Buffa snatched that ID core. Like I was like, okay, that's thumbnail bait. Just a lot of weird stuff. Like I didn't want Jean back so soon again. Like I was really hoping we would get, instead of these little seeds planted, maybe we could see something come to fruition from everything. Because it's like you bring Daichi back, and then all of a sudden he's already eliminated. And yes, his ID core was taken by Archimetal, so there's something there. But it's like at some point they need to stop planting so many seeds and just like have something actually freaking happen on the show to push things forward more. Because now there's too many plot points going at the same time, and you're not resolving other plot points.
And we're already over halfway through this show.
Yeah. I was like, realistically, 36 is this weekend. So I'm like, realistically, if it goes up to 48, 12 more episodes. I'm like, y'all like wasted a lot of time with like the whole disaster stuff. Most of the Jamato Grand Prix, you could have literally cut most of that stuff out. And now I'm like, you have way too much catch up, or you're gonna, like I said many times, certain stuff is just gonna be throwaway plot points that were never really needed or never gonna get touched on. Like Kawa's parents still know nothing. And we had the same, we found out the only time that a game was lost was when we had the monster can thing. And that's because other than that, everyone's revived. So if his parents were revived, his parents were a part of that game then. So I'm like, there's too many things that I'm still thinking about from like 10, 15 episodes ago that.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it in the review that there's like Sarah should have already known that Ace was a contestant.
Yeah,
like before, because that happened episode 8. Like she saw Ace in the DGP when Kayla got retired. When she touched that ID core, all her memories from previous DGPs or anything before should have came back. She should have already known all this information. So it's still like, did you guys forget? Like, there's different aspects on there. And you brought up an interesting point, and I'll touch on it once we finish going around. But there is a rumor for what the name of the summer movie is.
Ooh.
That kind of hints towards that the show's ending is not going to be the ending.
Oh, of course not. One of the things also is I feel like they're sneakily nerfing some of the suits, because even if Ace wasn't really trying, laser boost, like Daichi shouldn't even had like as much offense or anything. I mean, he hit him with a drop kick. Okay, that should have never happened. Like laser boost was dominant for so long. They did the same thing with Boost Mark too. It's like you're slowly just subtly making the suits not as strong, and I feel like we're gonna have more forms soon, because why else will they show like Buffa's OP right now, and Daichi was technically outsmarting him because he's smarter, but he held his own a little bit too much in that fight also. As just monster buckle only, and that buckle, and let's face it, when that buckle first debuted, Ace hatched a digi egg of courage. It was able to like knock out a Jamato boss, and I was like, they slowly nerf all the buckles, I noticed over time. So I feel like we're gonna get new forms soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Been nerfed into like round.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, command buckle, what happened? Like
what buckle's that?
I don't even know.
Who uses that, man?
Oh, this one right here that no one freaking cares about anymore, because I don't even know who has it.
I do got to bring up in the chat, someone brought up an interesting point that I was just like, well, actually, a few people. You guys think Kakera is behind Keiwa's parents' death?
That's some big planning into like the
like if he was just like, yeah, let's get rid of these folks just so I can see, like, spot a potential person that the thing is, the only person that would have been affected really by that would have been Sarah, because she was the only one that bared witness to it. Kayla was supposedly too young to, like,
he wasn't there. So
he
wasn't there. But if she was in high school, then he probably was like in middle school.
Yeah. Listen, if they do that, honestly, they could. But guess what? It's not going to explain to where it makes sense. It's not.
So,
oh, by the way, Mark, are you excited for the what's called the Geats X what do you call Blade film called Missing Ace Pair?
All right. So Ash, what did you think about this episode?
This episode, I don't want to call it a nothing burger, but it was a thing. Like it had some alright, like Mark said, it was weird for Kayla to go from this like serious moment to wacky, silly, goofy in this episode, and not even touching upon what he said last week. It was like all fun and games. And I wonder how this episode's going to feel when I binge the show later down the line in maybe like 10 years. I don't know. But it was cool seeing Daichi finally get his shit kicked in. Like, I enjoyed that. Like, everyone's been gunning for Daichi to get his shit kicked in for the longest time. But then it's the ending that has my attention the most, where Punk Jack and Nerium is back, and they're planning on leaving as well. Now, the Punk Jack thing, I believe, is going to get explained in the special that's dropping tomorrow. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see, because I have so many questions on how he would even be involved, since he's a current era human and not a future person. So where'd that specialty like treatment come from?
Yeah, because Seru like revived the both of them, so that's interesting. But from what I think I know of, or like think the synopsis said, like we're gonna actually learn how Punk Jack became like a staff member. So that should be an interesting backstory. But yeah, this episode was like, it was all right. Like, it's definitely setting up for next week's episode, and definitely the possible death of Buffer. But like, not my favorite episode. I didn't hate it. It was a thing.
Fair.
People saying Kayla should have been the one that beat up that. No, nah. Kayla wouldn't have been the one to do it. Like, he can't. Nah.
No.
They're saving that for when Kayla and Ace fight, and it's going to be in the rain because we need a really good rain fight still.
He had a fight with Daichi earlier anyway as well.
Yeah, they got to have that
cracked helmet.
out of suit rain fight
Yeah.
where they're just like drenched.
Yes.
It's iconic.
Yeah, it's needed. You need at least one
Iconic
per
and
season.
Yep. Cloudy, what did you think about this episode?
Very good episode. Well, as far as we can get, because this is a lot of setup, a lot of reveal that we got this episode. So I thought there was some good stuff here. Although I'm mainly interested in the plot of what's going on right now because, like the game itself, because Nat Sparrow got kicked out this episode, and obviously game rules as such. Sarah still has 25 ID cores, so is she gonna like kick out her brother Kawa after he gets his power up or something? Or I was thinking like, would Kawa kick her out just so that like maybe she retires and isn't just deleted from like existence or whatever?
Yeah, for
Well,
protection.
The thing is, like, Daichi had his hands on still more ID cores than anything, and it's implied that Archimetal got all of them at the end.
Right.
So he might shoehorn himself into winning that competition.
But his thing hasn't popped up in the competition yet.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Wait a minute.
It was who got the most ID cores.
If they have a standing and they can see where the standing is, since Sarah has all her movies, wouldn't she recognize Kawa's ID core on the standing then that he's in the game?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean,
that is a whole.
There's a lot of stuff if you think about it for even a second.
That's a huge make. Oh my god. Yeah, that's bad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good job, Takahashi. That's great.
Uh,
Either that or they're just making Sarah being really, really dumb.
I'm not
some
trying
reason.
to poke holes in this show because I like Kamen Rider, I like Saber, I liked Revice, but like that is just something very blatant where you're like, oh, how many ID cores do I have? I have 25. I'm in the lead. Wait a minute. Why is my brother's ID core on the list?
Do you think she's just doing it on purpose? Like
She calls him like, what are you doing right now? Nothing. Is that a Henshin jingle?
It's like maybe there's another tycoon.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
It's like, has there ever been more of the same writer? Well, obviously we don't know that, but I'm going to imply that the ID cores are finite and that there have been some repeat ones in other eras, maybe.
Probably.
But yeah. Looking at the poll, it looks like the majority of folks actually do think that Ozma will not die next week, and he will be safe from not getting bodied. So we'll see how that goes in terms of that portion of it. So yeah, it was 56% no to 43% yes out of 32 votes on there. So yeah. I had seen earlier when I was like just browsing through Twitter, just seeing what I missed out. And there was one of the rumors for what the summer movies names are going to be. Gates was listed on there as their summer movie title being The Plan to Recapture the Goddess of Creation as their summer movie.
Ooh, a heist.
Ooh.
So it's just like, and it's not like we haven't gotten it before from Takahashi where he makes a true ending to the show after the show is over. So the thing is, it's like this would be very abruptly like during the show or like soon after it's ending or about to end. And the thing is, there's always the very, very high possibility that this would be a canon film that probably takes place like during like right before the final 2 episodes, which for us in the overseas market, we won't even get to find out the proper like detailings of it for well over the show being over.
Yeah.
Which is going to suck. So if they literally tie a major plot point of what this show has tried setting up only to pay it off in a film, God, sucks. I'm not going to fly to Japan for that. Absolutely not. No.
Ozio, a quick question.
Yes.
Or well, for anyone in the podcast, who do you guys think is gonna? Do you think like after we get Kawa's power up, he's going to immediately die, or do you think he's just gonna be nerfed the next episode?
Both.
He's gonna get nerfed the second he becomes a good guy again.
Both. Okay.
Gets nerfed and then dies.
I was just saying, because like with the way Takahashi's writing this character, he's just like anything good that happens to him is gonna follow with an immediate just death.
No, he'll be strong when he's fighting against Ace, like the first couple of times, and then once they have their heart-to-heart moment, and he decides to team up with Ace, he's gonna instantly get bodied by the next big bad. The next
The
episode.
boost buckle's gonna come out of nowhere, just take him out.
There's gonna be
all of
a
them.
boost buckle Jamato that's gonna show up,
Boost buckle army,
and it's just gonna like steamroll through him.
It's like when Eevee uses Swift instead of stars. It's just freaking boost buckles flying at him.
Oh, great.
Tycoon power up will be Shogun. I haven't seen anything when it comes to that. I think I might have heard
the theory for that.
some rumors on that stuff.
Twitter.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff just starts going on. Nerf by Boost Mark 9, completely a possibility that could end up happening. Let's see. So Geets is getting the Ryuki treatment with the movie being the true ending. What do you mean the movie being the true ending? Ryuki has like 50 endings. Like it never ends.
They're all technically real in their own way.
Yeah, they're all canon. They're all canon. They're really all canon. Ryuki has like the most amount of endings for a writer show.
Was it 3 or 4? Accurate.
Well, the thing is, it's like Writer Time Ryuki is like one of them as well, right?
Oh, it is, right.
Yep. So that would add on to it. What about Moose Mark 3? Well, according to some toy leaks, Boost Mark 3 might be a movie exclusive or V Cinema exclusive thing, and the actual show power up will be Boost Mark 9, which makes me think, since that's not something that's built into the Desire Driver itself, it's either going to be a buckle that has full electronics built into it, or we're getting a new driver.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to introduce a new driver just to try and boost up those boost up those toy sales. So,
we're gonna get the goddess driver also at some point.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Get the goddess driver. Sumiti's gonna just
It's
show up.
basically Holy Live, but on a belt, and the wings just open up.
New driver this late. Did you forget the Juga driver was a thing in
Right?
Revice?
Yeah,
Like
that
4
came in
episodes left.
Yeah, the last 3 episodes or something.
Yeah, it's just like you forgot that was a thing. Sure, it was a retool from the movie, but still, it was a new driver that we got at the end. So, hey, that's a thing.
Same with Saber too at the end, because what's his name got his little book on the belt like 3 episodes before the end.
That's a new book. That's like a new gimmick.
Yeah, but the I count as a thing.
If you want a new driver,
it goes in a little belt loop thing, which no one
What
else
about-
uses except for Storios.
Go as well. Actually, the last episode, the final belt debuted.
Can't think what else there was. There's a few. It's not the first time. Well, but they need money.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those that they'll like announce it, and it's got like 4 episodes left to the finale.
It was.
The driver won't actually release physically until next year because, of course, that's why it's going to suck.
It'll be premium Bandai. There'll be LEDs and a touchscreen on, and I'll pre-order it.
So who's going to get the fantasy buckle, Win or Sarah? At this point, what if it's not even a show buckle? Like,
I know
at
so
this
many
point,
people are.
like everybody just keeps asking about it because, of course, it's been hacked from the driver. It might not even be a thing.
At this point, who knows?
They probably thought about it, tried designing it. It got too close to like Disneyland Castle, and they were like, "Nah, we can't do that." And then they just said, "Stop."
It's weird because the amount of people who are like obsessed with figuring out who gets this fantasy buckle, what does this fantasy buckle do, is crazy. And I'm like, who cares?
It's
It
like,
really
remember
doesn't matter.
Vice being in the Demons driver? Yeah. What came of that? Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes they put things into these toys that don't get a payoff ever. They're just there. Of course, you know, if they release it, great. But right now, like we've been in this situation before where we've seen things come about in these belts programming that doesn't come to fruition in the show, V Cinema, or any supplemental content that comes out right afterwards. So, you know, take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what it would look like for weapons and an upgrade for a fantasy buckle. Like, I'm just like,
all I keep thinking is like sued by Disney.
Maybe they
at
got
this point, Toei has more money than them, so
Oh,
it'll be there for the Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon 20th anniversary crossover.
imagine Magical Girl Henshin for whoever uses
give me that now.
then you actually get Neon and Sarah's like upgrades with the fantasy buckle. They just have dual fantasies. There
I
it is.
refuse to make any comments. I'm using my Fifth Amendment right.
Okay.
American.
Does
not
that
to
apply?
say anything discriminating.
I was about to say, does that even apply to Japan?
Oh,
Pleading
it
the
doesn't.
fifth?
Okay. Can you just imagine Sarah Neon? Never mind. There's a whole Sailor Moon thing going on. Fantasy. I'm just like, the gears are turning.
Look, if the Geats photo book already has saucy pictures of aces, like, can you imagine?
You don't even have to say it out loud. I'm gonna drink some water.
Oh,
There it is.
oh my god.
I'm gonna take a cold shower after that one.
And that was his Meanwhile Sononi bit, which,
training.
by the way, I'm still taking submissions, obviously, for the Meanwhile Sononi bit. Honestly, I've only gotten a handful of submissions for Meanwhile Sononi, which I'm trying to get like a decent amount up to watch on the 30th. So you got 2 Tuesdays from now to go ahead and submit that to zioagito@gmail.com. Just label it Meanwhile Sononi. And it doesn't matter how long the video is, how long that skit is, as long as it is very, very filling when it comes to your liquid intake for Sononi. So
You should see my training montage.
Is that
All
what
right.
you call it nowadays?
Yep.
So yeah, any last minute thoughts when it comes to that possible rumored title for the Geet Summer movie being Snatching Up the Goddess of Creation?
I can see it happening, honestly, as that
What
main
if-
title.
What
Like,
if it's like Sumeri is their role or whatever?
it's just because
It's
we already
the
had
title sounds very Toei. The title
it
sounds very
does.
Toei.
We already had 2 movies. We had the Revice one, and then we had the Ryuki one. So
Mhm.
those had kind of crossovers with other ones. It would make sense for like this. Finally, we get one that's just focused on this the show itself only.
Yeah, that's what the summer
what's-
movie essentially
Yeah,
would
what's
be.
the main thing going on right now is still subtly everything is revolving around the Goddess of Creation. So it does make sense if that is the film.
Graph has, is Time Daddy the villain for it though? It, a very real possibility if they set him up to be a villain. Like right now, I'm just like, where is he at? Like I'm this man's obviously upset with Niram. Like he wants his future people. He needs those future people for his goals. But if he can capture the Goddess of Creation, then all bets are off. So we'll see. But then again, like, if he could have wished for anything, like he should have just wished for future people, like interaction, as opposed to going through now. So many holes in people's wishes that happen from time to time when it comes to the show. The more I think about it, the more it like gets messed up in certain area. So
That's a common trend with Takahashi's writing. I mean, no.
there is a rumored title for the King Oger movie as well. I believe it is like the coronation of the king or something like that. But of course, it's a Sentai film, which means it's 29 minutes, 50 seconds in length. Nothing more than that. It is just a full episode director's cut. Essentially, that is what a Sentai film is devolved to nowadays, unless it's a crossover film. So sadly, I'm not expecting too much from it. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, given that King Oger runs like in so far from what we've seen, like 5 episode arcs, I'm surprised they're not giving King Oger a feature length movie. They need to give us like a feature length arc.
Did we ever get the Heracles Part 2 special? Because that's been like 4 weeks.
No. They're timing these out for very specific reasons, and someone did so. Before getting into this this week's episode of King Oger, of course, one of the things that I keep speculating on is the fact that there is possibly another threat coming in besides the Bugnarok, that I think that they've got to unite and all that stuff. Now, the thing is, someone did point out that in the Raculus special preview for episode 2, they pointed out that the Bugnarok that attacked the castle was neither Bugnarok nor human, meaning it could be actually a setup for that other faction. And they're just waiting until there's a proper introduction or lead up to it before that second episode actually drops.
No. See, I thought it was going to be like how Commoner does it, where I thought it was like every other week. So I was like, wait, it's been like 4 weeks. Shouldn't we have like episode 2 or 3 by now?
Look, we live in a world where outsiders exist, and we got to wait months for that next 30-minute episode. So, which by then, it's like I've already forgotten what's happened because it's like, why even bother with this? So, I do know that the pics of Jeremy's mech are out, and we are going to touch upon that after we're done talking about King Odra this week. So, of course, with King Odra this week, we've got Raculus out here not taking no shit from Dabowski this week. So he tells him not to lie. So what does Dabowski do? Absolutely lie. Because, of course, he's gonna. Because where's Gira's body? Obviously, he doesn't believe that Gira's... Oh, my God. And
Mark.
We lost Mark. Oh, God, Kevin.
Oh,
Kevin struck.
Where's
Kevin
Kevin?
struck yet again. Man, there it is. But yeah, Dabowski says that, yeah, Gira's body has been found. He is indeed dead. So what you should do to prove that everybody is just have a public viewing of the body. Let's get that funeral going on in place. So that's the suggestion that he gives him. So, of course, we start going through a whole montage. Oh,
there he is.
What happened?
My whole internet just went like,
damn.
Huh?
I was like, I did hear it. I was like, wait.
Just happened.
Yeah. It was during Lord, like the theme. So I was like, oh, it's so good. It just shut down my internet.
Raculus was too powerful for your internet. Just happened. All right. So we get of course, a lot of little montages regarding how Gira should go ahead and proceed with the funeral, because of course the major plan essentially is during the public viewing of the body, Gira just pops up, summons Legend King Odra, and just completely shits on Raculus, taking away all that credit that he seeped up, saying that he's the one that called upon Legend King Odra previously by just showing that it wasn't him, it was Gira the whole time. So how does Gira make his grand entrance? Well, could just show up as a zombie, but of course some people might not be about that. We got Heavenly Angel, and actually I've got another one here. Of course, you got to have the robot one. I don't know why this actually ended up not being in proper order here. There we go. There is our Jinzo Ningen out here, which of course still great moment here where Yanma's just like, it's obviously all men's fantasy to become a cyborg, and I'm just like, you're right. You absolutely right. As someone that's been invested in this media, not even before getting into Kamen Rider with shows like with Cyborg 009 and stuff like that, I'm just like, oh man, Cyborg's where it's at. Keep that youth going, except later Kamen Rider showed me that you're still going to age even though you become a cyborg. Even though technically the entire implication was you're not, but they're like, oh no, we got to keep the cameos going for these actors while they're still kicking. So let's go ahead and go. So yeah, we get that nice little interaction between the two pretending to be robots. And then Himeno just suggests that they do something a little bit more profound, a little bit more angelic, and just winning the favor of everything. So you know what? Best thing about this is just seeing Raculus's reaction to all this, because of course Raculus has been such a serious character almost every shot that he's been in. So having that character actually just emote differently is great. Also, gotta love Hat Guy out here, just being Hat Guy, as exaggerated as he may be. Of course, Rita is not about lying to the general populace regarding all this, because Yanma believes that since they are judge, their word is taken as factual. But of course, Rita is not about that. So of course, leave it to Himeno to cite a children's cartoon known as Mia Mofun that comes from her country and all the life lessons that it teaches along with it. And of course, Rita being Rita completely agrees with that until Himeno goes ahead and spoils last week's episode. And can't keep that one shut. in terms of that aspect. That's how I feel anytime someone just comes in and starts spoiling shit for me on Superhero Time when I'm doing my Twitch live streams on Saturday. So, yeah, great moment there. So now we finally get to the scene of the funeral, and this guy was emoting a little bit too much. Just like everybody else out here, like I can actually buy like Raculus and Luigi back here just having some, but this guy's got like this smirk, like this like very sneaky ass smirk, and I'm just like, nah, bro, like you're hella emoting right now. You got something going on that you're not telling us, but we know. We can't trust you. So yeah, all of that's just there, and I'm just like, nah, this guy's mad suspicious right now. So of course, during all the funeral arrangements, the casket can't get opened up because there's a web in there in one shot, and all the other shots you can't see it. I don't know if it's just like they don't want to put that in there, but whatever. New guy's here, and he's got hacks abilities of just being able to like telekinetically like push everybody aside. Don't you love every time they introduce a new character, they've always got like some sort of like mind-bending powers that you don't really see afterwards, but you know, they've got it for their debuts. So it's there. So he snatches up the casket after revealing himself, and then goes all Tobey Maguire on everybody's ass, just swinging around the buildings. I really wish he would have done the iconic Spider-Man pose, but hopefully next week. Hopefully. I got to get that scene. I got to have like Kumino just out there just doing the Spider-Man pose. While
hit the Spider-Man superhero landing when he lands one leg out to the side. Yeah.
That's going to be everybody's thumbnail. You know, if we get that scene, that's everybody's thumbnail. So it's got to be a thing.
The caption Japanese Spider-Man reveal.
It's going to be like the anniversary I did not expect to see coming. Toei Spider-Man returns. But yeah, he goes ahead and reveals himself to Gira, just going on and shit talking. Literally, just shit talking. Just saying, what if I told you that, you know, I'm an ally of the Bugnarok? Then Gira's like, well, I got to beat that ass. And he's just like, well, how much do you know about shit? How much do you know about shit talking? Because, you know, storytelling is really just shit talking on paper. Like, that's all it is. And I was just like, bro, this man's spitting facts. I never really thought of it that way. But yeah, storytelling is indeed just shit talking. That's all it is. You're telling a good story. And sometimes there's some good shit out there. There is some good shit out there when it comes to storytelling. And this man's out here weaving that tale. So, hey, it's some good stuff out there. But of course, during all that, we get our monster of the week. You know, they make these fly ass suits for like 30 seconds of footage, but hey, they gotta hit that status quo when it comes in there. Of course, this monster gets bodied almost instantly, but we find out that last week, it ended up doing some hack stuff to the King Oger, meaning that while it was traveling light speed, it was still able to plant its eggs around the King Oger, causing it to combust this week and just taking advantage of the situation. Of course, because of all that, then Death Narak goes ahead and snatches up the greater Shoe Gods, raises them into the sky as the legends are told, only to find out that it was all according to plan of new guy Jeremy, because he's got his ass capturing those greater Shoe Gods for his own means, and doing so unlocks the key to be able to free himself of his mask and shackles, revealing himself as Jeremy Rossetti. And I already did the meme for the King Oger review yesterday, but I put in the Squidward, oh no, he's hot, because that's like the immediate reaction everybody had when they saw him anyway. And I was like, I got to do it. Got to play into the bit. So we get him. He one-shots Death Narak in like, well, in one shot, even though we see he's still alive in the preview. Yeah. But, you know, he just goes ahead and just does him in one shot. And reveals that the tagline that we got in the very first episode, saying that this is the story of a man who would become king, was not about Gira. It was about him the whole time. Now, that is a character introduction, I gotta say. That is great. some great stuff. Because it's kind of implying that this man has literally been weaving the legends that everyone has been following from the beginning, like millennia ago. And he was just waiting for this opportunity. This man's been cooking for like 2,000 years, just waiting for this moment. And I'm just like, damn, that's some masterful shit right there. But also like why are you so salty that you got to become king? Like, was something stolen from you? Like, was there some stolen assets? Does he belong to a part of a clan that actually was like the overarching overseers of the world before these 5 heroes made themselves known, took the glory, and ended up becoming essentially the kings of the planet? And he felt some kind of way about that, so he just started like planning and setting like the seeds in place for everything that's about to go in. And I'm just like, okay, there's a lot of potential here. So like, I thought it was a great episode just for like all the potential that we've got here in terms of storytelling aspects, especially from the lead storyteller himself. So Ash, what did you think about this episode?
Really great episode. Really great episode. Like, I feel like this is such a good, strong introduction for our Sixth Ranger moving forward. And he's been around for like 3,000 years, they imply. So he's probably knows more about the legend of King Odra and stuff like that moving forward. But I feel like this is like a really cool character. And I want to learn more about his backstory, like why he had the mask on, why he was possibly working with the Bugnarok to begin with. Like, there's a lot about this character I want to know moving forward. But it did some interesting stuff as well in the episode, like our legend King Oja being dismantled, because last week we just talked about how powerful this mech was. So I'm wondering if that was done to nerf it moving forward. We'll see. But yeah, like this episode was really great. Like I enjoyed like the fantasy bit we had with like the funeral, and like I just want to see where this is going to go moving forward. Because like Jeremy says, he pointed like saying the true enemy is out there, and it looked like he was like pointing at the moon, which the big theory is like moon people out there. But before he points, like the monster of the week is in the way. So was he pointing at the moon, or was he pointing at something else that's out there? So I'm wondering, like, what's up with Jeremy and what does he know?
Yeah, it really starts playing into that whole aspect of it looks like he's just trying to unite the people of the world in a way. Like, look, there needs to be an overarching king over everybody, and y'all ain't it. Y'all ain't it. But at the same time, Shidiko out here said that they're not going to pull a changing destiny moment by no, there's no changing of destiny, because based on the implications of this episode, there was no destiny to begin with. It was literally Jeremy shit talking. There was no destiny. There was no, the legend was literally him spewing shit, and people just took it at face value. And the legend built over, millennia to the point that it just got as big as it did, to the point that people were following it for the longest time. Like, this man kind of built a religion, like, for real.
Like, depending on what subs you have, like at the end of like that narration, Jeremy always says, also I've been told, or so what I've heard. So
yeah,
this has been him shit talking like the entire time, like recapping the events.
Yeah, so it's like there's a lot of potential here in terms of that. Cloudy, what do you think?
I think this was like very ingenious in terms of like introducing a sixth. Like, what a way to like bring out a new character, like by making it a character that essentially was here from the kind of the beginning, and even before that, because this guy was the one who basically made the narrative that we all perceived to be like the fact and the foundation for the entire show. So like legendary King Odras and whatnot. So I think that's like A+ right there. That's really well done. I don't know how he scales, considering he one-shot the final boss. So that's interesting.
He did say fake out after he one-shot him.
He did say fake.
True. But overall, I'm really liking him, and I want to see what dynamic he's going to have with the team. Is he going to be one of those people that's just going to stay aloof from the team for a bit, So is he going to be like one of those 6 that's just not part of the main team until much later on in the series, or is he going to actually try to join the team or put them under him at some point? That would be nice to see, considering he thinks he's going to be king of the planet. But yeah, otherwise, I liked everyone's personalities this episode. We got to see, what they would like in like a ruler, I guess, because they all got to narrate like how they would want Gira to resurrect himself. I just kind of wish we could have seen what Daboski's method would have been, because I feel like that would have been hilarious. Yeah,
it'd probably come up and backstab Raculus.
Oh my god!
Like while his back is turned, go ahead and just sink the knife
in there. Get in there.
Yeah, get in there deep. Snatch up that OG caliber.
I've done it before. That's how I became king.
Yep. Like it should have been a thing, or that, or his little retainer could just show up as well with the assist and just bam, get him. Like holds him by the knees, and then just Gira just stabs him. They treat him like Caesar. Raculus goes down like Caesar. Like everybody just shanking him with with all the OG calibers.
Gets the last one. He's just getting there. He's just a 2 hat guy.
He was just waiting. Yep, hat guy was just waiting to see who would be the superior king.
But yeah, overall, this was absolutely fantastic. I think both episodes of of Toku this week were actually both setting up something bigger. It's just this one did it better.
Yeah,
absolutely better.
Yeah, and the thing is, with him like doing all the narrations in the very beginning and just ending it all with like, so they say, like pretty much now you get the credence to it. Like it's literally just like, yeah, he's just been talking shit this entire time. That's why he ends almost every time he talks about these legends, like, or so the story goes, or things like that, because it's just like, yeah, it's not really true. So, but yeah, Ash, I cut you off.
Oh, sorry. So I was gonna say like they're both setting up something, but I feel like King Oji did it better because we're less fatigued about King Oji because it's a new show, and Geats we're like been watching for like ages.
Yeah, we're over the hump. It's like get to it.
Get to the point. Stop setting things up.
Yep.
Get to the fireworks factory.
No, it's true. I want to see it blow up.
Yep. Stop having whole episodes of setup just to have a great episode pay off the next one, but then have another episode of setups the next one. That's the issue with Geats right now, is they'll have a really good episode because it's paying off every seed plant, but then the next episode is here's more seed plants. It's like, stop it. Stop.
King Oji's really doing that good balance of like seed plant and into like spinning that into like a ongoing theme into like a climax. It's really good right now.
And even then, the way that this episode was structured, like when you factor it in, not a lot happened. We technically got like 3 set pieces the entire episode, and a lot of it was like half the episode was just all of the ways that Gira could come back. And so it was just like half gags, and then the second half was like the whole Jeremy setup type thing. Like when I was recapping this episode, I'm just like, there's really not a lot that happened, but it was still really good for what they did in their execution piece. So
they've just better planning overall. Yeah.
Yep. So Mark, what's your thoughts?
Himeno has a new wig.
She does.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Her hair, amazing. I'm both pleasantly shocked and surprised you did not bring that up in your recap just now with the screenshots, because you had 3 screenshots of it. I'm like, what? We're just gonna gloss over that? Just
look, here you go.
There it is again.
I have that same screenshot. I was gonna do it as a thumbnail, but I was gonna blur out the cartoon thing, and I was gonna have a photo of me in there laying like what's his name from Jurassic Park.
Oh,
on the side, like
yeah,
have me in there. I was gonna do that whole thing, but that was like, nah, I won't. I put out my review, the whole scene when they're discussing everything, and Rita's about to have her show, their show spoiled. I was like, that is some more personality, and I was like, give me some more, because like we've gotten so much of everyone's personalities. I was like, and now we're introducing our 6th. I was like, well, there's still some other characters I want more depth to be shown, but from just this episode and just everything about the debut was good. I liked the poop conversation. Depending on what subs you had, the conversation may be different, because I've seen 2 different sets of subs, and the conversation was translated different each time.
Really, I'll have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, and I thought it was really cool because like there wasn't a lot of action in this episode.
Oh,
But it was one of the things where I was like, my main concern after the last episode was like, okay, they have this Legend King Osier. This thing is OP. How are they gonna like? We can't do a monster of the week. It's just gonna slap every monster one shot every time. And now I like that they found a way to kind of like stop that because and I was like, okay, that's good because any like time we get something OP early on, I'm like, what's gonna happen now? Like, so it was. I like that. That was actually a part of the actual story and plot device for R6 to be like unlocked and revealed because the other time, like when they're in the cocoon and he shows up and he's holding all 3 of the souls, I was like, he's like, it was for me. He's like, what's the secret treasure? It's the key to unlock my face. Oh, you thought it was something else, so you bought into these paintings and also stuff thinking you're gonna get some big treasure that's gonna help you like flip the world upside down, but really it was a key.
I'm free.
Yep.
Yeah. And I like that the mask turned into the blade. Like that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
Because you could actually see it's still a part of it. Because I was wondering, like, well, that's a weird design for the dagger, the blade. Like, what is? And I'm like, oh, that's his mask. I was like, that's pretty. That's a. I want a Memorial Edition because I don't do small DX toys. So
Yeah. The dagger looks
I heard the
beautiful.
DX is actually large. Like big.
yeah, but it's still going to be.
It's not scale.
Yeah, and that's another reason why their toy sales are still going to flounder until they give us some.
I have the DX
size
Osier
props.
caliber right here. This is the Osier caliber. It's the same size as this.
Oh my god,
It's literally an X-Acto knife, but dull. Like I need Memorial Editions.
Yeah, it's a letter opener, which is a real thing.
Yeah, but no, I actually really like 11 episodes in, and I'm like, I'm still hooked. I haven't seen anything that's been like a lull for me. So I'm just like, okay, now we have more narrative being. Now I have questions like, why were you napping for so long? But if you weren't like you're awake, like how did you plant all these seeds to get this story to go on for so long? And I want to know if he's like a fourth wall breaking character since he's kind of narrating stuff. So I'm like, is he going to be overly serious? Is he going to be comical? Because is he going to have some fourth wall breaking? Like, is he Tassel? Like,
I mean,
so I'm curious
from his appearance so far, I would guess it's like an all of the above type thing.
And I kind of like that. That could work if it's balanced out right. Like, so I like in him and Gara interacting. Like, I like that him and Gara interacted the most at first outside of Dathnarok. Because I'm like, I'm gonna be curious when everyone else interacts with him. How are they gonna treat the situation? So it gives me more things that I want to see. And I'm gonna keep watching it, like to see what happens.
He's like the master of like the ultimate long game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can only imagine like what other stuff he has planned if he does.
Literally shaped the entire world so far, just like. And I think one of your questions will probably get answered next week because, like, depending on how they do the introduction, where it's normally like him narrating. If we actually physically see him narrating, then we instantly already get that point in. He'll literally become like other people have been saying, like Waz from ZO, where he is the narrator of the show in terms of that aspect. But we'll see in terms of how things go. But I can completely see him playing all sides of having the comedic side, but also having the serious nature, because you don't play a long game that's 2,000 years and you don't have a serious as fuck like mindset.
Yep.
Like he probably puts on like a jokey exterior from time to time, kind of like similar to the Bowski. And that's one of the things that I really like about this show is that a lot of these characters have like a flip side to they have a duality to their personas. And we definitely are already seeing that with Jeremy right from the get-go. So that's another aspect, but he might have like that tertiary side that we just, are getting a taste of because he's the narrator and he's been weaving this tale this entire line. So how far they can push this, we'll see in terms of that front. Now for the Rita stands out there, I just actually got a thought process, and I would buy into this if they actually did it. How would people feel if they did a whole episode where it's just the Mofun anime, but it's Rita watching it?
Oh my god!
Honestly, that'd be great.
Do you think that Toei will actually put that on their like YouTube channel, like how we got to 01 and
maybe
they ran it?
Yeah,
they could.
And then the whole thing isn't just Rito watching the Mofun anime. And I'm just like, you know what? I would watch the fuck out of that. I completely would commit to that bit. Like now that they introduced it, so like goes to Himeno's country just to find the actual like studio that produces it. And it's just like, I have a problem with the way the last episode ended. We're gonna fix this.
Oh my god. Otherwise, you go to prison
like,
for years.
She arrests them for not changing it. It doesn't get renewed, and she like takes a producer.
They cancel Mofu, and it doesn't get season 2. So it's just like, oh no, Rita goes crazy.
Who's getting executed first?
Mass Rider says Rita reacts. They start a reaction channel.
Rita reacts channel.
Oh my god.
That's the money right there. Like Toei, like get on it.
Like Toei's gonna be self-aware, like because with the Dead by Daylight DLC, they had like someone play Sadako, and they did like a let's play thing, but because Sadako doesn't talk, they had like captions and stuff like that. And there's this like whole 30-minute video of like the person playing Sadako like going to the studio and then doing like the let's play and then showing off the game. It was like a lot of fun. Like Toei or someone on their marketing team's got to be self-aware of like the YouTube side, and they've got to like, because like you always see like the people promoting, or like the cast promoting the show on Twitter and social media. They've got to be like self-aware, like have like Rita react to like the anime or something like that, or like review it or something like that. Like have that self-awareness of like online content creation, because that'd be like a lot of fun.
Oh my god.
Also, I want Jeremy's drip to be on Premium Bandai.
Would you actually buy it, Mark?
I would wear that.
$700?
Yeah, that would be pushing the thousands.
Yeah.
The mask alone, like if they sell the mask, you know that mask is going to
3D
go for
print
like,
that. I will 3D print that. That's
that's what you buy the DX for, just to pop off that the spider piece, spray paint that shit. Yep.
But will it be big enough for your mask?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, because it doesn't cover his full. It's just like this.
Usually, the actual like portion of it, like the henshin portion of it, would be to scale, because it's like the Oja Calibers. The hilt is bigger than it needs to be, but that's because it's like almost properly to scale. It's just a blade that's shortened. So
I'll find one of those knockoff websites that makes cosplays, like where everyone was getting the DGP full outfit for like 130 instead of like 300 just for the jacket.
Oh my god! Still throwing shade about the jacket. Oh my god!
Yeah.
His right glove will be at least 200.
Oh.
Dude, that glove is so. Listen.
That is
some premium stitching right there. Okay.
That's some.
You know the thread count on that whole entire outfit. That's easily 800 thread count. That's basically lotion on your body.
if they sell like the jewelry as well separately, like I already saw, like they had the ring on sale.
Oh yeah, I saw that price. I was like, damn. I was like, listen, that's a bit much for a ring.
Yep.
I got a quick question for the rest of you guys, if that's okay.
Yep.
Sure.
I mean, like, since like even before episode 1, and we did like the King Oger like predictions on that stream, we're all talking about like when we went over each character and like the dual nature to them, right? We went over like how that's a pretty cool, and well, it has shown to be a really good concept, because we've seen the two sides of them, and even more in the show, and how it bounces off each character. But I was thinking, on the villain side, we've gotten Deathnarak, and he's been fairly one-notish, except for the fact that, like, last episode we saw, obviously, he very much cares for the planet, because, you know, when he was about to hurt the planet, he was like, sorry, I've got to do this. So, like, do you think we're going to get more with that? Like, we're going to see more of Deathnarak's other side, besides just the, oh, yeah, let's kill every single one of them, even if, you know, we all die.
I don't
take one more.
I don't think that's the, like I've said this before. I really feel that he has some sort of side attachment to, like, he wants Gira on his side.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, he's had the opportunity to kill Gira multiple times, and he's more of like in the Darth Vader kind of sense, like, you should join me. Yeah, that type of aspect. So I really think that there's more of a buildup there in terms of what we could possibly get when it comes to Deathnarak. We just got to see how well they let that storyline seep, and it might be one of those where when Kamajin finally like shows his true colors type deal, that that Deathnarak will be like forced to having to cooperate with the other folks.
I feel like we're just gonna get drip fed like these little moments with Deathrack though, like that'll show more of his character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, it's like for a Sentai big bad.
Yeah.
He's gotten way more screen time and talking points than just typical send out this person.
True.
Like,
and he's also gone out himself many times.
Yes, so he's completely unconventional when it comes to a Sentai big bad from everything we've gotten so far, which is why I think it's a setup for him not actually being the big bad. There's just too much going on right now for him.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's the final bad or anything, but like,
no,
I was just curious.
Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's like that aspect. There's some folks who was asking here, Chest of Greatness asking, what happens if he takes off the glove? You think there's something he's hiding under that glove that Jeremy's hiding?
Another glove. Another glove.
Okay, OJ. The thing is, so there's possible things. The glove might just be how he writes his tales in a way. Like he could, like we've seen Himeno using like her tech, just literally just Tony Starking it with her goggles type deal. It could be a glove in a similar vein, maybe a more archaic version of it, because of course 2,000-year-old tech. Or the glove could be concealing his actual age, meaning that he's got one part of his body that still actually ages, and it's that hand.
I imagine
we have hat guy, we have glove guy. Are we gonna get shoe guy?
We'll get boot guy.
Can we get pants guy?
What about
we'll get if anybody watched Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, when there was the big spider that
Jeff.
Yeah, and then they called in the exterminator, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna need the big boot for this," and he just comes in with a boot that took up like half his body. That's boot guy. We're gonna get boot guy to take down Jeremy.
Oh my god!
He just sees Jeremy transform or the mech and just goes, "I'm gonna need the big boot for this," and just like
that fits too well.
Slaydry, I got the joke. Thank you.
Shoe gods, yeah.
Oh god, no.
You understood the assignment.
But yeah, speaking of mech, we got some nice typical leaked side view stuff of the box, showcasing off how the mech actually looks like. And the thing is, very slim form factor, but it looks really sleek. I'm actually sold on this mech design. Like more so, like King Odrin itself, I was like, but this one, I might have to buy. I might have to cop this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the sleek abdomen on mechas have been really popular. Look at was it the Witch from Mercury? Like at first, I was like, oh, because I have to talk about mechas. You got to talk about one of the most popular, which is Gundam after Iron Blooded Orphans, which were kind of bulky, awkward torso.
No,
areas,
Iron Blooded Orphans had a similar aesthetic when it comes to this as well. I've got so many of the model kits. I can.
It's true. They had like the thin torso with the thicker chest.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of the one before that one. No, because that's the one Barbados, isn't it?
Yes,
this is. I like those ones. I like those ones.
Yeah, because they use a typical like style to like the Frame Arm series that they've got for it. So
this is becoming more popular.
Anime chat.
Yeah, this is becoming more popular with mechas lately. Is the actual like slimmer torsos and more sleek designs, which I like because a lot of other animes that have been coming out in the snap for mechas have been doing that style of design. So I'm like, I like it.
Oh my god,
that's
some reference out here. I can already hear it saying "terrorize while transforming."
Listen, I was gonna hold in my Black Arachnia jokes because we know, yeah.
It's got a Mega Buster on its hand, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, the thorax out here like shoots web from its. Great, makes sense. It's all work. Plus, it's lined up with the same hand that Jeremy's got like gloved up. So it probably lines up with the internals of it. I'm hoping that the internal exterior like of this mech is not the same exact exosuit that we've been seeing the other like King Odras use, because we all know it's just the one suit and they just like change the set for every single one of them in there. But like I want a different one, different designed one, especially since the very top piece has like that little weird design to it that looks like it's got eyes and stuff for everybody. So if they at least change out that piece to be a little bit more Jeremy centric, then that would be like just a cool selling point for me.
Takes off his glove just to do the finisher.
Yeah. So we see his auxiliary mechs for it as well. So we see, I believe that's a centipede. And what's this, a fly?
Yeah.
I didn't look at the translations for this.
Yeah.
So
That's a fly.
yeah, it looks like a fly because I'm just like, okay.
And both of those were on that big sheet we looked at before with the leaks of like all the shoe gods and everything attached to King Osier. So,
but yeah, what are some thoughts in terms of this mech design?
I like
I'm loving
it.
it.
Like,
Oh, it's great.
yeah, I might have to pre-order.
Oh,
like, a
cicada.
pre-order,
Everyone's saying
Ooh.
cicada.
Cicada.
that's
okay.
isn't that from the Wrath or Fury of the Gods? Wrath of Gods thing was cicada?
That's Locust, isn't it?
Those were locusts.
That was Locust, yeah.
They're the same thing.
Actually, a cicada makes sense because they bury themselves underground for like 20 years before they
That's
show
true.
up. So
Oh.
it makes perfect sense for Jeremy.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. That's. I want to see
It's a beautiful mech.
Yeah.
this thing in the show.
Yeah.
I mean,
do gotta
I'm
see
gonna
it for
buy
this.
it, but like,
My only question is, how are they going to crush this in with the King Osier?
easily.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It becomes an arm.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
It's just an arm.
Because honestly, I wish this was the center of the mech.
We're gonna do Jedi training. He's gonna be sitting on King Osier's back like Yoda on Luke.
The thing is,
let's go
like,
attack.
fundamentally from like what we got with Dawn Brothers, because the Dawn Oni Taijin got like the majority of the love and care when it came to the mecha for it, because having the Toradora Dragon Jin, like its posability is shit in comparison to Dawn Oni Taijin. This looks sleek, posable as fuck. Like, I want this, and I want this in multiple different color variations.
Oh, yeah.
They'll tell
just
them
like
that. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that now.
The other hand is just claws, which I find very nice.
Yeah,
as well.
I like that. Like that's not symmetrical. I really like that because like usually they're symmetrical to an extent. Like I like that this is very.
I feel like the symmetry is like where the important part is. Like it's the torso, you got the legs
Yeah.
that are fine, and then the arms.
Yep.
I like the arms.
I've been seeing some people toss around this theory. We're going to go off script a little bit here, because of course, when do we ever stay on script? Do you think Jeremy was the one who killed Himeno's parents? Because I don't either. Like, the person that we
No.
saw was not masked, and Jeremy was stuck in a mask. And
Forever.
for a
I
long time.
bet he's been stuck in that mask for millennia. Like, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
It
he
wasn't
might
him.
know. He might know who caused the Wrath of the Gods, but it wasn't him that killed Himeno's parents.
What if he indirectly caused the wrath of the gods by leading someone into?
That'd be some good character drama. I'd be in for that.
I mean, I would think that Jeremy was probably like in his own self, like cryo chamber for a long period of time, probably uncooling from time to time, just to check in on things, and then going back, because of course they're gonna have to explain how
He's
he
so
stayed.
young.
Yeah, how he still looks like a 20-something-year-old 2,000
Yeah.
years later.
Maybe he's not human. Maybe his species just doesn't age like that.
Well, then where's the rest of his folks at?
Dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand. Aaron, I agree with you. That does give me Ghost in the Shell, like standalone complex, like Spider Mech vibes, and yeah,
Mhm.
good Spider.
So someone else actually got a hold of the box, and here's another side shot here.
Why is it
But
so
then-
tiny?
Because it's just a box. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
on a phone, right?
Yep, but then it's like phones take high quality ass photos.
That's true.
I mean,
But-
the
Oh,
box
so that's
itself-
how the centipede attaches.
Yeah,
That's actually
I'm
kinda
saying the
cool.
box itself looks tiny. Like,
Oh, okay.
that's what I was.
Oh
thinking.
yeah, everything just fits in that box. I guess it's
I
compact.
mean, my Shoe God box is pretty tiny-ish.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say
I don't
the pill bug one isn't that big.
Yeah, yeah.
I do like how it
big for
it does look like he's got a mask on as well when it transforms, going in with Jeremy's theme of having the mask on as well. So that's like a cool aesthetic that they throw in there when they've got the two attachments here.
The claws coming down is quite a nice touch too.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm sold on this. Like, this
This
is probably
shit
gonna be my
literally
first King Oger thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
can't.
Yeah.
I can't unsee the whole like Beast Wars comparison now. I'm like, yeah, this
Oh,
is
God.
definitely like
This
this
is
is
that
like when they
just
went
adds
through
to
the
stuff like
trans
that.
metal ones.
Oh yeah, here's his Transformers insignia. He's an Arachnicon. So there you go. Just have that in
I
there.
like that. That looks good. Like that logo.
Yeah, it's a good logo.
Hmm.
Like the fact that it's very simple. It's like a tribal symbol in terms of that aspect versus, the other king's emblems that we've got for them, where it's a little bit more stylized. This is very simple, I guess, to showcase off, how ancient he really is in terms of that aspect.
Yeah.
And I like that it looks like it's on a banner already, like a kingdom banner.
True. What's the weapons? What do you think the weapons do? Like
Cool shit.
I beat shit up.
Like that's obviously some sort of cut thing that the centipede thing does, and I'm sure the cicada like shoots cool stuff, and then
unless it's a whip.
I was thinking whip or chainsaw.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just think because of the curve, it looked like it was like cutting, but yeah, that'd be a cool whip, like Ivy from Soul Calibur.
Yeah, be down for that. I don't know what the fly would do, but it looks like the wings come
Up.
down, but they look like they would be claws from that aspect. So
yeah,
nothing scary
they're
than a flying
blades.
spider.
I think those are blades. Yeah.
Yeah, they do look like blades. Looking at it from there.
I like it. It's a good design.
Yeah, another crappy shot here. Let's see. We're probably gonna get the alert sound in like a little bit, but there's a $5 from blah blah something. Having some sound effects.
Whoa, what was that?
Yeah,
that was weird.
Yeah, it's the sound effect that actually is supposed to play from Streamlabs when there's a super chat. I wonder how they're gonna explain the cicada, since I checked again and it's the same bug that the guy who killed Himeno's parents rode on. The thing is just like this is not the cicada. If we go back to that episode,
what episode was that? I'm gonna bring it up on my hard drive.
That was like
there's more than
that was episode like 6 or 7.
Yeah, if we look up how the actual like cicada shoe god looks like, it looks some completely. I mean, not cicada, but the locust shoe god looks like it's completely different in terms of design because it had, of course, like the little dizzy eyes going with it. It was also more boxy.
And it was red, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was green, like deeper green than this.
Episode 7 is what chat is saying.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna scrub through it.
Even so, aren't there like more than just one?
And
of
actually,
these,
can't you screen share now?
There's tons of different.
I can.
So like, it could just be a different kind of cicada or whatever.
Yeah. Like, there's literally like 2 different ladybugs on.
Just pause on a frame. Obviously, don't play the episode because, of course,
it was. Yeah, Antboy says it's lime green. Yeah, this
is definitely a lot more flatter in terms of that aspect. The other thing is, it could be that maybe it has some correlation with this. It could also be that when this shoe god is shown, maybe Himeno might have a reaction, think it's the same one, and Jeremy might have to explain himself, saying like, "Look, I was asleep when this was happening."
He's like, "What are you talking about? I'm not caught up on all the fighting."
Like,
you guys
the fury of the gods happened while I was asleep. I let out a massive like sleep fart that I did not recognize, and that was the fury of the gods. They just came out.
Yeah,
Toei's just fully self-aware. Jeremy's just like, wait, the movie from DC films, never seen it. Don't play it on it.
It's like no one, and then Jeremy farts, and then it's like, this is it. This is the result. Fury of the gods.
Yeah,
I mean,
so no, that's too green. That's not.
Well, it could be the filter as well. I don't know.
Yeah. It's got the eyes.
There's like that. If you look at the top bit, it's like it's got that like lighter green on it that you can kind of see.
Now the thing is, it's like the part right between the eyes, like that part is actually very similar to the cicada.
Yeah,
very similar to it.
It's got the blade wings, sorta.
And that's that. There's no other shots of this. The thing is, like the cicada one just really looks way flatter. Than this looks like.
I still stand by. There's multiple of these things anyway, so it's like.
There's so many different bugs. I mean,
yeah.
They don't look like locusts. I mean, I don't know what this shoe god is. We're just calling him Locust because of the fact that typically, like when people think of like plagues, Locust is like what's synonymous with this, and the fact that they were making it seem like it was a plague. The thing most people gravitate to are the ones that happen in Egypt.
Yeah, Bible stories. All right, I'll stop screen sharing.
So yeah, that's that was what's going on in terms of that. Let's see what other anyone else have any crackpot theories regarding like this mech or anything like that. Do you think Jeremy was involved in any way, shape, or form with the Fury of the Gods? Because right now that's a seed plant that we haven't really gotten any real like additional ingredients to like throw into to really feed off of it.
I gotta say, yeah, I think so.
Because, I don't think they're like directly involved in it.
Definitely not directly. Like, I don't think he was the guy pulling the trigger for sure, but I do think like maybe one of his stories was influencing the Fury of the Gods in one way or the other. Like, because who knows? He's been spewing these tales forever, so who knows if in one of his stories someone misguided thought that they could just, pull an end of the world or something similar.
All right. So moving on to the main topic and the final topic for tonight. It might actually be a short stream. Oh my God. We'll see. I don't know. Time always flies quickly when it comes to a lot of this anyway. So, but yeah, we got this little footage from the Shin Japan Heroes Universe thing. Now, this thing was announced like February last year. And, you know, I didn't really think anything of it when this thing was announced or anything like that. But of course, in the greater detail of it, like Anno has put out Shin movies for just about all of this. Of course, the man behind Evangelion himself, like put out Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, Shin Kamen Rider. So all of those are in. So that's why, for those people confused on why Evangelion, that's why it's an Anno creation, and the man's responsible for the Shinverse in general. So that's why it's there. Now the thing is, I don't know if the footage itself for a trailer is going to be claimed.
It will.
So
it might.
So I'm not.
Bandai be crazy.
Yeah, Bandai has hit me for every video I've ever played for their candy toys. They've always hit me. DX toys. Anytime I played videos, I've been hit every time.
Yeah. So this is the thing here. Of course, there's music as well. So obviously, I'm not gonna end up playing that. But the thing is, I saw this morning and I was like, "Oh man, what the hell is this? This is crazy! Like, what is going on? We got Godzilla, we got Ultraman, we got Eva Unit 1, we got like Kamen Rider Ichigo up in here. Like, what is this?" And I started getting like flashbacks to like Another Century's Episode, which was a big crossover game done by Band Presto, like back in the PS2 era. And I'm just like, bruh, are they going in? This looks crazy good. So like scenes like this, oh my God, where's that previous one? There it is. Like this right here was just straight eye candy. Like I saw this and I was like straight up busted. I was like, this is too good. This is way too good. Zeru Oro says, yes, it is a great nod to the original Mazinger Z, which if you saw the Mazinger Z like Z-Hen anime, what was it, like 10 years ago? They played that homage properly with the Energer Z.
Plus, also, it's an anniversary right now for Mazinger. So,
hey.
No one's talking about it, but it's on its anniversary, I think 50th.
Also, Kotetsushin Jig uses a similar concept in terms of what we're about to see here anyway. Oh, hold on. Jamcal just here with the $5. There it is. I gotta put a pause for that one. We start getting overlaps when it comes to like Ninjark and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And Toku director producer Hiroshi Mitsuba came back to direct this, having directed the original 90s Ultraman versus Kamen Rider.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Just for this little nice glorified commercial. Essentially, but hey,
that's what Ultraman versus Kamen Rider technically was. It was a commercial.
Like, because I saw this and I was just like, honestly, because the visuals, I thought this was going to be a video game or something at first. Because I was just like, I'm in. I'm sold already. Give me list the platforms. You have my money already. Say that there's like a premium vocal edition. I will buy it as well. But that's not what we got. That's not what we got. It's not what we got at all. What we got was still great shots like this. Once again, all this stuff, like just straight eye candy. Just like bussing from how good this is. I was indeed just in heaven until Godzilla started doing some shit. Like these guys posed off, and then like Godzilla started going through some through some transformations.
God.
Yeah, I remember this. No.
Oh god!
And then these guys just
The mech.
Yeah.
It's I was like, oh my god, what are y'all doing? Stop!
The second it
Stop, no.
started, I was like, we're getting a toy and I'm buying it.
I'm like, no, please stop! You're hurting them. And
You're crushing them.
it's just like, I'm pretty sure Ultraman's not supposed to go that way. It just becomes the arms.
Oh, it's a blade. Nice.
So good.
And then it's the shield. And then, oh yeah, it's great. This is a thing that's going on right now. And I'll form the head.
Oh,
So good.
oh,
So I was just like, oh, that went in a completely different direction than what I was expecting. Like, completely at all. But we got Suitmation going on here. Like, they built a whole suit for this. And I'm just like,
in the anime.
y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Y'all out here crazier than the King Odra staff that makes a whole monster of a week. Like, suit for 30 seconds of footage. Y'all here for a whole special did this thing. So yeah, we got some Suitmation going on, fighting on this enemy and shit.
Good.
Like the finisher was like the best part. Like they're just out here. Let's get right there. Like just all of them just doing that. And I'm just like, you guys should have just made a little quick mini series. Like make it like 15 minutes long. Make me pay $20 for it. And I would have.
It's so beautiful.
Like this was
It's so
indeed
expensive.
a moment. Like
I didn't even care. I was like, it's so ugly. I want it.
It's $235 on Tokyo Collectibles. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh my god!
At Big Bad Toy Store, it's like $280 something. Or no, yeah, I think it's like $200 or $300. It's like one of the places between that. No, it's like $3 something. I think at Big Bad Toy Store, it's like $366.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, are you shocked? They mark.
No,
like
I'm
crazy.
not.
I want it.
yeah,
but
so
I
the entire thing is
don't want it.
yes, this is
Real.
this is a toy.
Mhm.
That promo was legit a glorified toy commercial. I know we make fun of a lot of this stuff from time to time being glorified toy commercials. This was a glorified toy commercial. The SJHU Project Shin Universe Robo, $235 for this guy. Mark, you said you already pre-ordered this, didn't you?
Yep, I did. That bad boy's going right here. Just like, yeah, no. I saw it and I was like,
putting a deposit down, but yeah.
I saw it and I was like, I hate this so much. I love it. I need it. I was like, this is so ugly. I was like, I can't say no.
I don't like the way this looks. Like it.
No, hear me out. I'm just not gonna go buy it.
But you have the individual.
Well, that's the thing. Is like the individual pieces look really nice, but is it $235 nice? Absolutely not.
I mean, I have 2 different SH monster thingies from Bandai for Shin Godzilla, so I can't really talk. And I have the NECA ones that they released, so I can't really talk about things being worth money.
I feel like they went like, should we? And then they
also, Ava needs to lay off like the sausage or something. That little midsection. Yeah. Needs to learn something from that spider mech we just saw. Like, get on that level.
Listen. I'm honest. Like,
there it is. Yeah, Mark got partnered just to. If you were to know how much no money we make off of YouTube,
dude, I made like 8 cents, and I was like balling. I was like, I was spending money before partnership. I'm not changing my habits, but no, I had to get there's just something about it, like the Shin movies, like getting to see Shin Ultraman in theaters was like an experience for me because I love Ultraman. Shin Godzilla, I've been a Godzilla fan since I was like 11 or 12. Seeing that was like, Evangelion. I mean, we can say what we can say about that show, and it's a show.
Mecha anime fan, I always found Evangelion to be overrated, so I never got as invested as other folks. I feel like Evangelion became like the normies mecha anime for some folks, because people that aren't into mecha are into Evangelion, and I'm into mecha anime, and I just can't really get into Evangelion.
I rewatched it like a year or so ago, and I was like, no, because I was watching it like just out of high school when it was like coming out, and I was like, this is cool. And then I was like, back then, you're young, I didn't watch as much anime and mecha stuff as I have now under my belt, and now going back and rewatching it, I was like, it's not bad, but like Mazinger Z,
check out the
reboot
films. Check out the reboot films.
I just got those on Blu-ray. I have to check those out.
The films are amazing.
But yeah, it's just but something about it, like, this is cool. This is like, I see it as like something that's like even though it's like weird looking, it is a part of like history.
Meanwhile, Ultraman's been working out leg day.
Dude, he never skips leg day. Like, look at that. I will say, individual, the Ultraman one, I don't like the way it looks on it, so, but I get it. They had to kind of make the EVA unit and Ultraman kind of similar in their boxiness because they're the legs, but dude, like, everything about this is so just
like, this is the biggest travesty right here in terms of just, of course this guy's going to be teeny tiny in terms of a lot of the aspect, but it's like no posability. It's literally just there.
The bike, they go on the top.
As a 250 purchase, they're like horrible if you don't pose them in the
don't round up. Don't round up. 235. Don't round up, please.
All right, as a $235 per purchase, I'll split with you. I'll say 240, Mark.
I mean, you can do 4 interest-free installments of $21.21.
No, that's not how it is. That's just for like the deposit. I think the other ones are like pay it like over 12 months.
Yeah.
Or the deposit says 13.
I don't know how it is. Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't do at full payment.
I feel like
let me get it out of the way.
If you don't pose as the mech, it would be a waste. But the problem is the mech doesn't look great at all.
It does not. It looks like a complete clusterfuck.
But I love it.
Amazing.
You love it.
It's one of those where you just stare at it and you're like, I hate this.
This is not a beautiful mess for me. This is just a mess.
When I look at this, it gets worse and better at the same time, and I don't know why.
Sort of time, like when you realize just how mismatched the legs are, and you're just like, and why the wings don't match the same way they did in the little commercial trailer for it. I'm just like, I love it. It just looks so bad. And then I didn't even realize that's basically Godzilla's tail split in half for the wings on the back. And I'm like, it's so great.
But it's so bad.
So according to chat, they don't think this is worth the price. 73%. Some folks are saying it should be like 150 at backs. I can see like 150. Like that's around the price of like, say, a Danoni Taijin or something like that. And of course that was a full on mech. I don't know what does it say how tall this thing is? 9.4 inches. So that's not that big.
No. Don't matter. It don't matter. That's like a weird like kit bash. I'm like, damn, like this is a kit bash where like someone was just like, what if I just kit bashed all my Gundam kits into like this weird shit? And I'm like, you know what?
Someone really should have learned the word no when they were pitching this.
No way, Mark's not buying this.
They were thinking it's just like, I'm gonna spend all the money. Gotta spend all the money.
Listen, and it comes out in January, so I'm starting off the Toku Dat 2024 real good. Right out the gate. That and the Fies one that's coming out in January. I'm like,
all that Fi stuff.
Wait, which one's coming out in January?
The Saiga one, right?
Saiga?
Yeah, that's January. So it's like right off the gate, just boom, 2 big things like that. It's like, just
So for people a little bit confused on like how this collaboration came to be, this was something that was announced like February last year. Godzilla, Evangelion, Ultraman, and Kamen Rider join up for Shin Japan Heroes Universe, which is a full on collaboration between like Subaraya, Toei, Toho, Studio Kara, all of them for this, especially because Hideki Anno was responsible for, of course, besides Evangelion, the Shin Universe as a whole. So for those people wanting a greater Shin Universe, well, this mech is your payoff.
Well, apparently, like the Evangelion reboots in Japan are called Shin Evangelion, so looks like it's the entire Shin Universe right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that at this point I'm like, do you think they should have done a film, like a proper film?
I would have bought it if they did that.
Or do you think the film would have been like too crazy?
I don't think they
cuckoo
could
for Cocoa Puffs.
I don't think they get away with doing a live action. I feel like they could probably do like an anime special.
Yeah, anime.
I don't
special.
think they could get away because like that's too many different like IPs in one. And then if they make a bunch of money, you know, Toei's like, well, everyone went to go see it because, you know, Kamen Rider. Then it's like, no, Subarai's like, listen, everyone in the West went to go see it because we actually give them Ultraman. So that's why it made money. And then Toho's just like, yeah, we're just selling out to Apple Plus for the Monsterverse and this and that. It's like, just give us like 10%. Warner Brothers been cashing checks for us for a while.
Damn.
That's really how it is. I mean, let's face it. Like out of those, like there's appeal for each person if they did make a live action, but it would just be a cluster.
I feel like when they have set that, like, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure they would have done that at the beginning. You know, like at first, you know, they would have figured all that out first, but then they would have been fighting for scraps if this had flopped, right?
Anno doesn't need to set things up. He's just going to do it.
That's true.
It seems like 75% of folks actually do not like this mech design, and it makes sense. I mean, look at this.
It's horrendous. It's absolutely
These same 73% are going to be begging me to do an unboxing and a review.
Oh, I'm
going to be like, you're right. And then I'm going to show it. And then I'm going to turn into that 73% and be like, damn it.
I bought this. Damn.
I'm going to break it, try to combine them. That's actually why I'm scared to combine it. Because like I have this fear of breaking any mecha and robos I have to combine. I'm very scared of breaking them. In Bandai's current quality lately,
I was terrified putting together my King Oja.
Oh, the DX or like the DX one?
DX, yeah.
The mini pla is not coming apart. I almost broke the shoulder on it, one of the shoulder joints, because it's that. And I'm like, man, I'm scared.
I like how big and beefy the Downloading Taijin is with a lot of that components.
Yeah.
Some things are just better big. I'm just saying.
Wait, I can't.
Large, why are you asking about Fies? We did a whole like live stream about Fies.
It's because you showed that like quarter of a second Fies clip.
Oh, is it because my background is my wallpaper is literally this. So
I was just wondering, out of everyone here, am I the one who likes Evangelion? Like all the stuff?
No, I enjoy
it.
it. Like I like Evangelion.
Okay.
Yeah, I just find it overhyped.
Yeah, rewatching it wasn't the same though for me when I rewatched it. Like, because when did it? Well, I was watching that like 04, 05, 06?
Yeah, probably when like the dub was on Konami.
Yeah, well, I just bought the DVD, and then now I'm older and I rewatched it and I was like, it's not the same now that I've watched a lot more mecha, even outside of like Gundam, because at the time I've only seen like a few Gundam stuff. Now like having a vaster knowledge of other robos and mechas like Getter Robo and Mazinga, that like Evangelion for me ranking, it's not bad. It's just not up there with like
that's fair.
Gridman, Daizinaman, like all these other ones I've been watching, like those are up there above it. It's still good.
Like, no, I was just wondering
maybe Zia should watch Evangelion on stream or something, because it's only 25 episodes and a movie, and then the reboot movies.
It's on Amazon Prime too, so you could do that.
I've seen half of the series before I was just like, it's a thing.
I forgot we could do those Prime watch parties on Twitch.
It's true. Anyone with a Prime sub or Prime membership, they can watch it. I'd recommend.
Yeah.
That's how
I think it's only the reboot movies are on Amazon, Prime. But then the series is on Netflix. Yeah.
Well, you know what's on there? I may actually watch Black Sun on Twitch.
Oh, nice.
No, there you go. You can force yourself. Like, I mean, you weren't part of the conversation last week, so obviously, like after you watch it, we can go ahead and talk about it. Like the next time we're talking about toy sales, because I noticed a pattern. Every time we talk toy sales, we talk Black Sun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I need to watch that at some point.
Sorry, my main thing was like, I was just curious, Zia, who like overhyped this for you? Because when I was about to watch this, everyone and their mom was like, "This is a confusing mess. Don't even think about watching it. You'll never understand."
My friends, this is like the Toonami era of you know, the anime viewers. By then I was already like invested in like other shows. Like I was already like, this was back when like fan subbing was still like a very niche thing that you had to like completely dig around just to find a lot of stuff. So I was like already in the trenches of so much other like animes at the time, because this was also back when people actually got made fun of for liking anime. Whoa.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god, you like anime?
That was a whole era.
Why are you watching Mahoromatic at 2:00 in the morning with no pants on? I don't know.
I got the mangas right here, just waiting. But
oh my god.
But yeah, like my friends in like middle school and high school at the time, because this was like that Toonami era, they were like, no, this is like the greatest thing ever. Like you gotta watch it because it starts getting it like so meta and all that stuff. Because that was back when being meta was like still a niche thing,
edgy and cool and
now everybody goes meta and it's like it's overdone.
No, Cloudy, it was overhyped too for me back then. Like everyone was always talking about it. Like, have you seen it? Like, yeah, I finished it already. Like, why? And they're like, dude, it's so good. It's like this is the best thing I've ever seen. I'm like, the best.
I don't know if it's because like I got like a weirder start than you guys, but whenever I wanted to watch this anime, I was told this is a confusing train wreck mess. Don't bother with it. And I mean,
they're not wrong, but
I mean, the way that my friends would try and explain the storyline to me sounded like they were about to get into the deep trenches of explaining Kingdom Hearts lore to me. And I was like, so yeah, because of that, I can understand how it was confusing in a way, because even the way that they were explaining it, I was just like, so there's Adam and there's angels. Okay, so they're going very like biblical with some of these things. That's why they're called Evas, because they're trying to find Eve. Okay, so it's like, look, I've gotten so many of like Cliff Notes versions of it that I was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I got like the best bit of advice before I went into watching this, which I think is why I liked it so much. It was that ignore the GSM retreat. It means nothing. Just focus on the characters.
Yeah, it's the characters, and like being 30 now, like I don't want to see you're attached to the characters, but they go through some shit. Like they go through some shit, and being an adult, you'd probably
look. I just a lot of my interactions with this series has been more in like the Super Robot Wars franchise of games, and I'm just like, Shinji's a bitch. Like,
I love Super Robot Wars.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
And and I'm just like, man, I fucking hate Shinji so much.
Absolutely, and so that's the point.
I think one of the greatest memes that I saw way back in the day was someone gave Shinji the Go in the Guy, like the sideburns that Go in the Guy anime protagonists would typically have. And it's just like, Shinji, what are you doing with those sideburns? They're too hardcore for you. It's like, yeah, the deep rabbit hole when it comes to mecha.
There's also the very famous scene of the hand. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's in like one of the movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see once we get a Evangelion Toku.
It's like Ichigo's just driving the mech on his little motorcycle.
So weird, an Evangelion Toku. It'd be so fucking weird.
So it's happening?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll watch it. I'll buy the DVDs.
Look at the tone of like the Shin movies in themselves. They always have like a slight weird, like tonal point to them where like you can tell that this was all made by Anno in the sense. Even like a lot of the meme shots that I remember seeing from Evangelion, we would see certain cinematography in like Shin Ultraman and even from the things that I've seen of Shin Kamen Rider like play into that. So he definitely has a style.
Oh no, you could tell when it's something he's like directed, produced, and edited. Like there's certain glints like where you're like, oh, that's like the signature right there.
Why would you do that to yourself? Master Rider X gonna give it to you. Says I cosplayed as Shinji at Otakon years ago.
Can we just say badass name?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, Master Rider X gonna give it to you.
That's a thick name.
That is actually.
Since I can only see the abbreviations of people's names on the chat feed here.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, Master Ride. Like now I'm like, oh, that's a full name. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's sick name.
Was it casual Shinji or like full
yeah, let's get the spandex in.
Or were you just like in a normal like white tee, black pants?
Yeah.
No.
schoolboy.
Yeah,
uniform.
I'll check the DMs after because I don't like have a lot of tabs open. Like I'm still wading the waters in this computer.
Got this toy. There was a Toy Story Mac.
Yeah.
The Toy Story Mac.
What?
Oh, yeah, I think
What
I
the
remember this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to Google this now. Like, hold on, give me a second. Y'all talk amongst yourself while I'm Googling this.
So Mark, about your new manga collection, I will just say there's a certain manga about a man preferring someone's parent to their child that I've been reading. Very good.
Ah, nice.
Oh yeah.
Technically the aunt, but
Oh yeah, I know because it's
yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I liked it.
it's very enjoyable.
I'm really looking forward to reading Oshinoko Volume 2, and then I'm finally going to dive in. Even though I read the single issues, I'm going to dive in on Rogue Sun and Deadlock probably over the weekend.
There may be a certain figure I may have to add to my Toku debt that isn't Toku, but because I want.
Is it a certain Shin Universe Robo?
No, but it is a certain slimy figure.
Oh, there, yeah.
This thing looks like a Q Ranger Meg to me. I'm just like,
you never seen that before?
God.
I've never seen this before. This is news to me.
Look at Rex. Rex's legs are so long.
I saw like these before.
It's got different combinations,
and I almost bought one.
It does.
Oh yeah, I see right there. Oh my god,
that's Woody form. Oh god,
it looks like Texas Mac from Get a Robo in that way.
Yeah,
they're still really expensive because like.
If I want to do a Power Rangers video, I might use that as a thumbnail.
That's not bad, actually.
That would be so good.
Get the next
more like
Disney rebuys Power Rangers. This is the leaks. You just have the silhouette of this.
Yeah. Tell me that wouldn't be a bad show though. That would be
such
show.
a good show.
Transforming using different,
but not live action. It would have to be the Toy Story like CG and everything, not live action.
They import a Noe just to write the script because it'll be crazy.
Write this and we'll just translate it using Google Translate. It will still make the same amount of sense as your regular show, so it's fine.
There's Chat GPT to write it.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's what they're doing with the writer strike already. They're just using Chat GPT to write the script.
Yeah. I literally made a whole Toku-inspired manga for 7 volumes that I used Chat GPT, and then I fleshed some of the stuff. I was like, wow, this is actually could work.
Are you going to talk about the guy, writer, actor getting married? I saw that picture. Congrats.
Yeah, Fruit Jesus is married. I believe his wife's an idol, right?
Hopefully his
like still
as mid as guy.
I don't think so because idols
probably a former idol because she's like pushing 30, like typically like the idols stop at a certain age.
They graduate. But the thing is, like, idols are also not allowed to date in general, so
it's frowned upon.
Pregnant with twins.
Secret,
yeah. So I'm pretty sure she is done in that world.
Yeah.
Graf asked, Mark, any good manga recently?
A lot. I mean,
we're just talking a couple of them.
Literally a whole stack right here to read and do videos for. And then I got 2 more yesterday. I got more comic book. I've been on a comic book like more binge lately than anything because Power Rangers is getting even better right now. DC just did the Dawn of DC, which is pretty good. The whole Massiverse stuff
good? I keep saying that. Like, where do I start with Dawn of DC?
With whatever issue 1 you want. I started with Green Arrow and Green Lantern because I don't really want to read like Batman or Superman right now or Sonic Hell. I just wanted to see because Green Arrow has had a comic in over like 5 or 6 years. So I wanted to see because Oliver's Queen's been dead. So now he's back. And I'm like,
oh,
yeah. So you could actually pick up and they give you a recap of the last big like crossover, which was like Dark Crisis of Infinite Earth. So you can pick up on any of the number 1s that are out right now. Let's say Dawn of DC. And they fresh start basically.
Another one already? God. We don't talk like comics on here often, but I'm just like
Rebirth,
the amount of times.
There was what New 52s, then Rebirth, and now Dawn of DC. But not everything's getting rebooted. Like it's just the main characters.
Wasn't Rebirth also just like a touch on like some of the characters that they left out?
It was a soft reboot, essentially.
Yeah, it was a soft reboot. This is
to explain why the New 52 was as bad as it was.
Yeah.
Because we got Chinese Superman in that.
We do. I have that entire comic.
That is a very good comic run.
I invested in like Rebirth heavily. I got every number 1. Every number
Wally
1.
West comics are really good too, as well.
I learned from Brightest Day, Blackest Night, and New 52s. I was like, "You're not tricking me, DC," and I was like, "Nope." I'm not.
I spent
those.
so much money during Rebirth. It's like not even like
It's
I have a
weird,
whole
because
filing cabinet of nothing but Rebirth. Shit.
I
think
have
Rebirth was very
long
well done.
boxes, complete every issue from Blackest Night with the 3, like not main every single one, the 3 arc for Titans, Wonder Woman, all of them, all the singular ones, even the free comp with Day Number 0. Then I did the same thing for Brightest Day. Then I did the same thing for New 52s for the first like 5 or 6 issues, which is a lot because I didn't realize the New 52s is 52 new comic books. That's why they called it that. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. That's a lot of money.
So I'm just browsing Tokulectables now. Since we were talking
ring?
about
Oh
the
my
ring
God.
earlier.
Yeah, I almost got
Jeremy's
that.
ring.
What?
Welcome to window shopping with Zio Agito and the gang on tonight's where we just go ahead and just browse toy catalogs and see
not
what's
even
coming up. Will we buy it? Will we pull the trigger?
Pokey Secrets.
I almost did. I was like, yo, that looks
You know what?
cool.
This might be a fun topic. It's just browsing what they got on Tokulectables.
I feel like we should make that a thing. Like we pull up something random on Toku Collectibles, or like
You just type in the
preferences,
search
say
like
when
a
you buy it.
random show and see what pops up.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yep. So let's see here. I'm just asking the chat. Will you buy this ring? Will you buy? There's a lot of folks in Team Jeremy.
Lucan, it's not
it is
100.
not-
It's 175.
175. It's
Yeah.
200
And
basically.
depending on size, how big your fingers are.
I like how they put on here non-refundable deposit.
Mhm.
Yep.
Got him. Got him. Damn.
If you got that wrong finger size, oh well.
Yeah,
Yep.
I already got one of those. On
You
my
better
hand,
know
so
your
I-
ring size.
No, it looks like a really cheap class ring, and I want it.
It's probably made of every plastic.
This
under
is
the
probably
sun.
not even cubic zirconia.
Oh no, it's not. No, that's definitely not. I'm a 3D
This is
print one.
complete like Hobby Lobby like gemstones. Refracted
Oh,
on
there's
everything.
there's the DX Spider Kuminos Slayer.
Boring.
Oh, yep.
I want Memorial.
Yeah. Too teeny tiny when it comes to that. Even this, like DX Oja Calibers, it's like, oh no, look at that.
I talked to Stickosaurus while he was streaming about a DX version of the Oja Caliber 0. People are working on proper 3D printing files for them, and I was like, yes, but I need one that's hollow so I could put the DX pieces inside of it and rework it myself so it actually will make the sounds out of it. So I'll buy a DX one and put all the parts inside of a hollowed out 3D printed 1-to-1 scale one.
Geeds doesn't have. They literally ain't got shit.
No,
they
like I said,
don't.
they got all those Revolve figures. That's the only thing that
Go
they're
to
really
Saber.
back
They have more than Geats does.
Listen, that's because there's books. I don't need to look at Saber because if there's stuff up there, oh look, I pre that.
Yep, there's
I
that.
did. I got that. I got that.
Pre-order
Piece
that,
ass
pre-order
book. I'm not gonna talk about it.
You know, I'm still waiting on my gift Vi stamp. I pre-ordered that shit like
Really?
last year, and yeah,
Dude, that did spin out.
Yeah, they still have. I paid full like price for it.
The U.S. or Japan release?
The U.S. release, and the U.S.
Oh, the
release still
US is
says
not out
pre-order.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the US
they
no,
never put a date. They never even put a date on it.
August. It's on Amazon still. It's on
Oh,
U.S. Amazon.
They
It's
pushed
there
it to
still.
that lame.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh yay! Because of course, if
Dude.
I want all of these ugly ass
Too bad
suits,
you couldn't cancel it because, dude, on Macari, dude, people with buyer's remorse are selling the freaking Gifu stamp for like $18 to $25 right now.
Oh, fucking
No
shit.
box.
What the heck
That's why I didn't pre-order it because I knew that was gonna happen. I knew.
How much did I
it
spend on
was-
that? Like $65?
Yeah.
man.
People with buyer's remorse are selling it cheap.
Wait, who the heck is that writer on the far right? I haven't left.
That's
I am right.
that's
No, no.
Ortega.
No,
Yeah.
sorry, far right. I know that's one of
Oh.
the new Julio's shit. I don't even know what that is at the moment.
Yeah, this one's Julio. This is Get Over Demons.
yeah.
Get over the
Yeah, get over it. Get over the. It's like they just
Get-
played into the joke. They were like, people hate this shit so much. Just get over it. Yeah.
Get over it.
It's
Okay.
it's so fucking dumb. Yeah,
So-
exactly.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That's so gross. What is
Yeah,
that? Mean? What is it
When they
mean?
first said the name, I thought it was a joke. I was just like,
No.
"There's no way this is called Get Over Demons."
Is this
Getting
even in anything?
So he's
Like,
getting self-aware.
or is that just in a stage show or something?
No,
This
it's the
was in the
film.
movie.
The
This
special.
was
Did you not see the special?
No, I did not see a special. I didn't see
Neither did I.
Yeah.
I have it. But I'm not watching it.
Oh, gosh, looks awful.
I'm not gonna pre-order the King of L's bicep. There was no point. It sucked. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything extra. Like, there's no point in any of that. Like,
Are those new Converse motions up there? Wait, go up a little bit. Go. Those aren't motion. Those are just regular Converse ones. Nah. I just get those at the candy store for like $3 a box.
Let's see, Don Bros.
Because they're opening a Japanese grocery store and candy store
Didn't the
right
glasses
down the street from me. And I'm like, oh, that's dangerous.
they're still taking pre-orders for it. I still think it's too high priced. I'm not going to spend $230 on this. As much as I want, like Ash, I know you spent the money on it. Good on you. I'm not getting the Dom Blaster. You didn't know that the Master Kaido, and the thing is, I hate this because I'm
not a fan of them.
Yeah.
Like, they released it again with like the Gensen Kaiju Black Gear being an exclusive.
Oh, so it's just the gear that's comes with it.
You also get the photo book.
Yeah.
You get the photo book? Okay,
you get the photo book.
Okay, that's back on the table now. Hold on.
See, I was just like, why isn't there a Sononi one?
Yeah, because I got the photo book already. What are you talking
I
about?
know.
True.
Well, you probably need a spare one now.
No, I do. I got two.
One in mint condition.
Yeah, one's still sealed.
Damn.
Yep. Came with the DVD and everything. The making of the shooting. I couldn't find it on the internet. I did convert it to digital if people are interested.
Oh, jeez.
So the Gear Hacker, I mean, it's the same thing as like the previous one, of course.
Yeah.
So Collectibles has their branded character on there for all of that stuff. This became a complete toy browsing stream to pad out like the last few minutes of this.
I'm so annoyed that like there's
just
no
plushes. It's just
plushes.
No.
There's like nothing.
Yeah, it's plushes and soft vinyl. And like, okay, so the mini plow set, that's a good price for the freaking Legend Shoe God, like the Greater Shoe God ones, $35 for the set. That's actually a really good deal. If anyone's into the mini plows, pre-order it now while it's still there to be able to be pre-ordered, because those are getting resold like crazy. I've seen people selling the King Oja mini plow set that's usually $40 are reselling it for like $120 online, and people are buying it for that price because I don't know why.
You know, I always wonder, because they keep doing this every year, who actually buys the vinyl figures? Like, there's no posability. They're just there.
Those are too much, because I see those at the stores out here, because I have a whole box full of those vinyl figures from like Super Sentai, Ultraman, Kamen Rider. Because Kamen Rider, they don't advertise them a lot. They release them randomly in like sets. So the last wave that came out was when Revice was going around, and they added like Wizard in with it and Saber stuff. They're $3.50 each. That's how much they are when I go to the
That makes sense, because like the quality of this does not scream $18 to me.
Yeah. And sometimes like they may even be up to like $5-6, because there's candy toy ones and there's the regular soft vinyls. That looks like a regular one, which is like what a lot of the Ultraman ones are. Those are like $8 each. They're not, those are ones you pick up like on the end cap. They're in little plastic baggies, not in a box. And kids will get them like, oh, Dad, I want this Ultraman. Boom, $8.
Yeah, it looks like a McDonald's toy. It looks like something you would get at a Happy Meal.
Yeah, I don't have any up here, so remind me. I'll take some out of my boxes and I will show you.
I think I've got some Gates ones on my shelf. Let me grab them.
Yeah, because I've got.
This man actually bought them. I was just asking who did.
No, I did. I got a bunch of Ultraman ones, and I bought all the Revice and Wizard ones because it was like $3.50. And I have friends who are fans of like older seasons that don't have stores near them, and I send them out to them because I'm like,
they're on special on HobbyLink, so I got a couple. So like, here's like how tiny the Gates one is.
They're not big at all. Yeah, that's the $8. Those are like the $8 ones.
Yeah. And then this is like the
you know, I might buy a Hat Guy one if they ever release one.
They're not gonna get a Hat Guy one. They won't.
Yeah. I know that
just
they
the hat, BX hat, new P Bandai item.
Save your money,
but the soft vinyl ones, they're nice if you don't want that detail, but like you want to like have something on display, because far away you could tell what it is, but when you get close up, you're like, oh, there's not really any detail to this.
Yeah.
Like my Ultraman ones, I hate because they don't stand upright because they're soft vinyl, so the feet are always like warped and they fall over.
I like how this mech is listed under the Ultraman line.
Should be one.
Ooh, there it is. There's the wrist changer everyone's gonna go crazy for.
Yes, this is like I said, this is probably gonna be my first Ultraman like changer that I buy.
I'm thinking about it too, but then am I going to fall into getting all the medals as well? Even
I
though
mean, you
like
get
I
a bunch of
barely
them
hit-
as well.
Listen,
Yeah.
Ash, you let me know because they sell them at the candy toy store out here. I get those things $2.50 each. I'm not even
I've hit
joking. They're
you up with-
$2.50 each. Literally, because I bought all the ones for the last time they had the medals in the set, and they were just always in stock. They still have some from 2 to 3 shows ago. When was the last time they did the full
that's
medals
a
like
good
that?
one.
Is that they still have those ones in stock? Like,
Oh,
don't buy them.
okay. I'll have to hit you up if I actually fall into the trap of like collecting like because I got all the Don Brother like gears because I missed out on the Zenkaija ones.
Did you ever get the clear color Don Brothers one?
No, I never got I never fell into like the magazine ones. I got the Kaku Ranger one, but I didn't get the other ones. Like, well, I think I'm missing what ones am I missing? I'm missing the Phoenix.
Wouldn't be surprised if I
Yeah,
doubt that's going to be a big gimmick for this season
No, it's
at all.
not.
I really think it's just there for
that
just the gimmick aspect, and that's it.
that Earth Glaron looks so good. That mecha, I need to buy that still.
I mean, if this is like some of the other Ultramans, these coins could just be used for like to change his finisher. Because if you've ever seen Taiga, their gimmick wasn't used to like for any major form changes. It was just used to add a special ability to their final attacks each. So this might be him just copying.
That is
each of
too
these.
much for that.
180. Yeah.
I want
Oh,
that
yeah,
so
sign
bad.
it.
Like this looks really good.
Dude, the detail's insane, but I'm sorry, I'm not getting that. And I have a ton of Ultraman SH figure arts, more than I have actual Kamen Rider ones. I'm not freaking getting that, but I want it.
I remember Sai showed me this. This is like
It's so
insane.
the thing is, Ultraman, they always have the best H figure arts, and a lot of good merch. It's just their gimmicks and their changers are the worst to try and display because there's no real way to unless you get the beta capsules that come with the stands. None of this stuff you can ever just have upright like a dry they always fall over and there's no way to stand them upright, which is
Hey,
why
what they got on the Power Rangers side of things.
That's a Geed sword.
we got the Lightning Collection stuff. We got that. Finally, they released that Thunderzord that was announced back in 2020, I think.
I'm still not buying any Lightning Collection stuff. I'm sorry.
It sucked that I really am tempted to buy one of those Lightning Collection figures, but
So you can have an unfinished, fully painted.
Oh no,
figure?
I learned my lesson. I'm not doing.
Did you want to do one of those scan your face ones?
No,
I do. I want to use the face for other figures. I'm gonna kit bash some GI Joe ones and this and that, and get a nice hat to put on it and make it look like me.
You can get a
I already know my
one
hairstyle wouldn't be on there. So.
I will say those reaction ones, the Super 7 ones, I have all of those. I just have them all still in the box. Those are really nice, detailed little figures.
Oh yeah, they go all out. Even with the Turtles one, they reference how there was a paint mishap for a toy from 30 plus years ago. Yeah. I still haven't bought the Astro Megazord because I can't find any Australian stores that sell it. I want it, but then I keep seeing the clips breaking.
I know.
But then I saw that price.
Yeah.
And
oh my god.
From what I've been seeing, more people have had it break than people that haven't had it break. And one of the comic book shops out here that I go to has all the Zap stuff in stock at the same price that they are there, online. And I'm just and I'm like, why is no one scooping these up? They're like, people see videos about the breaking and no one wants to get them. And I'm
also, I'm still mad about the cockpit. This is not where the cockpit is. Why is it there?
I don't know.
It's not there. It's on the space shuttle.
Yeah,
it's not in the chest. Why'd they put it in the chest?
To piss you off.
Exactly. That's why it's an instant no buy.
Mass Rider, it's very brittle. The thing is, it comes in ship form, I believe, when you take it out of the box. So it's I want it as the robot.
Robot form, yeah, okay, yeah.
I also want the Zap Megazord and Dragon Zord.
I've got the Zap Megazord because I never owned a Megazord as a kid or a Dragon Zord.
Is it good quality?
I haven't taken it out of the box, to be honest. Because
I'm probably not good either because they have them all there at the comic shop and they're still MSRP. So I'm I might have to.
It's a good box. I don't want to take it out.
Right, that is the black on it and the green. Those are nice boxes, and usually. And
then on the inside, it's pretty good as well.
Yeah.
The only figure that if they ever re-release or remake that I would completely have to shell out a kidney for is I remember when I was a kid, one of my friends, and of course this was like mid 90s,
Mhm.
he had gotten like the Serpentera, but this was like the
Yeah.
fully articulated Serpentera, like
Yeah.
hard to get your hands on, but it was really good to the point that like when they set it up on display, it was like literally don't touch type things. And I was like, 7 years old seeing this, and I'm just like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in terms of toy design. And I need this in my life.
Zio, next time I go back home to visit family, I will take a photo of mine.
I've always wanted to get the Dragon Dagger, but I've never like found a good one.
I still have all my Bandai toys from when I was a kid.
I got the
never
Dragon
broke any of
Dagger.
them.
Where'd you get
I
that one?
like the Dragon Dagger. I like Saba more than the Dragon Dagger.
I have Saba as well.
I know. I'm just saying I like Saba more than the Dragon Dagger. If I had to make more
A lot of people like
preferences.
Saba
Like-
more because he talks.
No, it was because
Like,
I just thought it was cool, the white and the silver and gold on it. I thought that was aesthetically.
So the thing is, I used to have a cheaper version of this Dragon Dagger because back when Disney had their reissue, they had a reissue of the Dragon Dagger that was crap. They
Is that
didn't
the
even have
lightsaber one?
This is the one that lights up. Yes.
No, lightsaber. Wasn't there like one's kind of like a lightsaber? I saw Bruno made a video about it.
Let me see if I can get this thing. So this one does light up. It's part of the reason why when they like re-released the Power Sword, I was disappointed because this thing lit up on both sides. But the Power Sword is only one side, and I was like, why could they do it here and not there?
No, question: Are you still going to get the other ones?
No, I'm not going to get the other ones. Like it was just this. I got Saba. I've got the Zeo Gold Ranger staff. I've got the Power Sword. That was it. Just because, of course, they changed companies. You started going Hasbro when they released the Power Sword, and that instantly told me, nah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because Saba and this, as well as the Gold Ranger staff, that was all released when it was still Bandai.
Yeah.
So the quality was much better. But the second they went to Hasbro, like the quality dipped. I'm sorry. Like,
How much is a legacy white type like Saber Saba?
the funny thing about Saba is I got it from GameStop when they clearanced it out for $18.
What?
Fuck that. Okay,
Yep.
I'm looking on eBay now, Australian eBay, and it's like $800 to like $1,300. Like, fuck that shit.
Yeah. So the thing is like when it was sold retail, I think it was about $100 or so.
Yeah.
But since no one was buying them, like GameStop clearanced it out for like sub $20.
Wait. I found one that says like $18, but I gotta pay like probably like $50 of Australian shipping. I don't trust that.
No.
That's too low of a price. My red flag run.
There's a $43 Dragon Dagger letter opener on TokuTonic.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen that one as well.
I mean, I've got my little letter opener that I bought in Japan a while ago. Like little samurai sword.
Oh, that's so cool.
And the thing is, since they're releasing all of the pretty much the base weapons for all of the original team, the entire thing is like looking at them. I don't think they're going to combine to make the Power Blaster.
I think they are, from what I've been watching on Josh's videos. Like, it's just like they haven't released enough to see if they actually combine.
But that's and that's the thing. It's like since they're releasing them in waves, and by the time the next one comes out, the previous one has been out of print. Like, it's gonna suck if they do make them combine because it's one of those like if you missed out, you missed out. So unless they led things by saying that this is gonna become the Power Blaster, then that would probably get more people invested in buying all of these.
Yeah. They need to like. I feel like next fan stream they need to come out and say like they combined. Like if they do the bow next, because I think we might get the bow next or the because from what I've heard, like up in the next leaks that Josh has talked about next is like a yellow Ranger helmet, for the Lightning Collection. But then I feel like we might I don't know if it's been listed or anything. We could see the power bow, like later down the line, power bow or the axe. That'd be cool to see.
The axe, if I buy another one, it would probably just be the axe because
I need the axe.
That'd be cool for display. Yeah.
Yep. Plus, I don't have to worry about light ups or anything like that. It's just axe, gun, axe, gun. That's it. That's all I want to do with it. But
good prop.
It'd be good on like an angle.
Yep.
So, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, this is just the last thing. I don't know if you're gonna stream in a second, but I was gonna say I was looking on Amazon for some of the cool toys, and the staff, your Gold Ranger staff there is only $83, and
So that's the thing. Yeah, the Gold Ranger staff in itself, I bought it when it was on clearance like 2 Thanksgiving ago. Like I was on Amazon on Thanksgiving and I saw it like for $70, and I was like, bought.
It was like 20 or 2021 where it was 2020 or 2021 when it was on. Because I remember we talked about it. It's like, yeah, I got it at the same time.
Yep. Even when I talked to my cousin, he got it at the same time as well. It's just like, guess what I bought? Gold Ranger staff? Yes.
I don't know how many they had in stock because I know a lot of people too that bought it. So I'm like, how many did they just have like a warehouse of them and they're just like, get rid of them?
Yep. So it's just like it's still of a deal.
And you got the light.
The only one I paid full price for is the one that I hate the most, and that's just the Power Saber.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. The Power Saber is right next to it, and it's like heavily discounted, but still like $200.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's too much. It's too much.
Mm-hmm.
The paint chips on it really fast. Like I left that thing on the previous display that it was on. Like after I took it out from there, it already has a chip in the paint. I was like, jeez, I hate you. I hate you so much.
I just want them all so I can combine them all to the power cannon and have that on display somewhere.
That's what we were just talking about. Like I didn't know whether or not they were going to transform or not into the power cannon.
It has to.
Because the thing that sucks is just like they're releasing these in waves, so you're gonna have FOMO if you missed out on buying them unless they make a big combination one for like $600. Get them all in one bundle.
Where I told you when I was at the Remember I told you when I was at the comic book store, I saw the Power Sword for $125, and I was like, oh, and they still have like a stack of them, and they have the Blue Ranger ones, the staff and everything. That's still in stock too. They have a bunch of those, and I'm like,
Hasbro does have Hasbro does have warehouse sales every now and then. So
yeah, and a lot of the comic book shops out here, because it's Southern California, they just stock up on that. Like I even found the old from 1994, the whole Power Chamber play set out of the box there, and everything was still included with it. And I was like, but it was like 120.
Well, all right. Any last second things to discuss since we kind of went off on Toy Mania again?
How do we go on that tangent? How do we go on that tangent?
We talked
because of the mecha, because of the Robo.
We saw the Robo, and then people mentioned Toy Story, and then like that took me down a rabbit hole of all the mechs, all of the.
We just have to have a toy episode where we just talk about our favorite toy, not just gimmicks, like because we've done specifically like what's your favorite type of gimmick, like just toy collecting.
On a slow news week, we're just like, let's do show and tell. Let's see what we got here.
I was about to say, do you want to do like just a show and tell segment?
I mean, it could be we used to just talk about what we spent money on, but since nothing really has come out recently, like I'm just
gonna show off all my Saber stuff.
What cool shit you got in your closet? You know,
I'm gonna show off all my Saber stuff every week.
It's like reaching over to the side here. I've got myself some ride watches. I got Grease and another Fies.
Just had the Toku Flex Olympics.
It's just like, what can I reach for first and see what we got over here? What old shit do I got?
Cup Gunpla. From when the Cup Noodle? Yeah, it's Cup. There's a Zaku 2 Gunpla kit in here.
Well, I've got... this is already going off.
I haven't built it, but it's like, yeah, and it's actual like cup noodle container, so it's very fragile.
I wish you would show me both sides of this thing.
I've got this that I bought in Japan. It's got biscuits in it.
You showing off all that Japan stuff? I was like, man, I have to go there, and this fool's trying to go there a second time.
So during the Kamen Rider 40th anniversary, they released the Kamen Cider line. So this was an actual drink.
I need that.
And I got 3 of the collectible cans for the Kamen Cider.
Kamen Cider.
Yeah, that's the greatest pun in terms of naming.
It is actually
Kamen Cider.
How'd it taste though?
Pretty good. So the thing is, it's like they show off like the different cans that were available. So besides the V3 and Ichigo, you got yourself Black on here as well. You also got like their bodies, but you also got the bodies of like Zet Cross, Wasp Woman, the writer, the shocker troopers.
Dead
Is that
Yamcha.
dead
The very
Yamcha?
Dead Yamcha.
and the very rare one was a golden writer can, but that was
Dude,
extremely
we
rare.
need to bring
So
those back. I need those because I didn't know those were a thing.
Yeah.
yeah, I was at
Yeah,
a
I go back
farmer's
to
market
Japan
during the 40th anniversary, and I just saw them, and I was like, I'm buying every can I can get my hands on, and it was only 3.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I know my
God.
friend hunted down the Game of Thrones lager.
Bro, I've seen
Like
that on
back in the
clearance so
day.
many times at Walmart store shelves.
I got it. My wife found it for $5 at freaking Goodwill, and I didn't know they made an almost to scale Dragon Zord also.
Ooh.
And then they released a black and red only version of this Megazord. So I gotta find that too.
The next time you do the segment, Zio, just call it "What's Under Your Desk."
Yeah, let me just see.
Really?
Like, let me just see what I got. What's in the box of goodies here?
I've got more Power Ranger comics to read. I've got my drawing tablet.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like my dad underneath my desk is like my storage area. I've got random nano blocks, a random Xbox wired controller for I don't know why. It's been there for a bit.
Sometimes when I pull down my green screen, some figures fall. So right now I've got some SH figure arts on the ground. So it's like people that watched like yesterday's reviews might have noticed that like the shelf right underneath Trust Ass is now empty. They're on the ground. Because when I pulled down the green screen for the Geese review, they all just smacked. And I was like, okay. All right.
I have a lot of cool stuff over here.
Oh my God.
God,
What's under Zio's desk? Meanwhile, Sononi.
I was gonna be like,
That would be the bit. That would be the bit. All right. So that was a fun little side tangent when it comes to toy stuff. We definitely got to do it again just because it's literally something we could go on and on and on and on and on about in terms of a lot of stuff. But yeah, we are past the 2:30 mark, and some of us got to play some Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Really quick though, because we talked about it before a while ago. Volume 3 of the Kuga manga came out.
You know, I forgot that was even a thing already.
They did.
Did they fix the
I
film?
did a quick YouTube short because I'm not finished with it before I do my full-fledged review and going over. They kept their word. The QC is better. A lot of people have said, "Oh, you're a shill." They just because they followed me. I'm like, they didn't said this to me. I bought this. Like, it's not my fault. Parts are all put out on the shelf before it's supposed to be released. I still bought it, but I will say the QC is there. They re-released 1 and 2 with QC'd up and everything.
Oh,
but I can't tell if the ones that are in
Which
stock
ones
are the new ones.
Yeah.
And which are the old ones. And I'm not gonna sit there and comb through all the pages. Plus, I already bought 1 and 2. I'm not rebuying them. Like they already got my money. But I will say 3 is better. There is no perfect QC for manga. Anyone who collects and read mangas, you know, you're not getting a perfect translated, and you're not getting a perfectly like English released version of one. It is an improvement. It is noticeable. That is better. So I will be continuing to pick these up. And yeah, I just thought I'd put up it because I was like, oh yeah, this is out. And I forgot because we've talked about this issue before. So a follow-up. Volume 3 is out. Should pick it up. Give them a chance to. I know a lot of people stopped caring or didn't realize it was out, or everyone else who was fake outraged who don't even read manga were just, trying to, get those analytics to talk about it. But those of us who actually read it and this and that, it is better. We got what we deserve. So
the thing is, I've already read the manga from back in old fan scanlation, so I'm just buying it to support the effort. That's really it.
And Titan and Stonebot do a really good job. They have Adam, which is the prequel to Astro Boy. Obviously, they're also publishing the 01 comic that just is ending, and we have to talk about that. That's
it was a thing.
Yeah, it happened. I bought it to support them.
Yeah, I did as well.
But
yeah, because I mean, when it comes to the fandom in general, it's like, look, we get a lot of stuff for free, in terms of how we attain things. So when we get proper efforts in outside of Japan, and keyword proper efforts, you should definitely invest in it, because of course that's what grows the brand. We always say Why is this failing in the West? Well, because too many people are just like, well, I like free things, so I'm just going to stick to my free thing, and that's it. And then these DVDs come out or these Blu-rays come out, and then no one buys into them. It's like, except for like the Ryuki Blu-ray, I still have to buy the Ryuki Blu-ray box set. I've gotten all the other Blu-rays that have released.
Ryuki's been on sale cheap lately, I noticed.
So, yeah, so it's just like if it's out, go ahead, invest.
Yeah.
Oh, did I still have the poll going on? Yes, I did. Let's see here. I even forgot what to ask. Oh, yeah. No, in terms of buying Jeremy's ring.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, that's an easy one. I should have bought it.
Yep. So signing off. First thing I want to say, quick plug once again. Meanwhile, Sononi, send in those bits to my email. I need those for, well, essentially, I'm going to try and do a birthday stream, but if I don't end up getting enough, I might not do a stream. I just
you gotta ruin his birthday. If you don't
until the 20.
Mine will be long enough where it's basically a feature length view cinema.
I will say, please have that
complete with
stream.
intro song.
It's gonna be a couple more.
So it's just like, yeah, get those submissions sent up. You've got like a week and a half to get those filmed, cut, sent up. If you guys need me to post up like a Google Drive with a link to the Dambuda Co. like loop, I can do that as well in the community tab, so that way people can get access to it and put it into your recording. So yeah, that's the whole thing there, and then send it over to me. So yeah, hopefully we can get that all set up, because then afterwards, once we get to the Dom Brothers V Zenkaiger review, then I can do one massive Meanwhile Sononi. There's also another bit that I'm planning along with it, but you'll just have to wait and see how that ends up going. It might involve some space Pfizery showing up out of nowhere, and we'll see how that ends up going. So, Ash, where can people find you?
You can find me at youtube.com/deoxy360, along with other social medias like your Instagram and your Twitters and stuff like that. Been lots of crazy Power Ranger news, mostly comics. I am working on Never Before Seen Monsters, whatever part I'm on, talking about Dino Charge and Ninja Steel monsters that never made the cut. I've scripted most of it. I just need to put down Tears of the Kingdom so I can actually record and edit it.
That's the issue. That's the issue. Mark doesn't have the problem we have. Like when you're playing Tears of the Kingdom, when you're not playing Tears of the Kingdom, all you're doing is thinking about Tears of the Kingdom.
I've got free time to do stuff and like exist.
Even while I'm cooking, I put on a YouTube video of someone talking about Tears of the Kingdom. It's
like become a hobby now.
Yeah,
all
it's
my
just
feed
become a
is
whole
Tears
thing.
of the Kingdom now.
That's all it is. But luckily, I haven't been spoiled on anything going on story wise, so I'm glad in terms of that aspect. So keeping up that trend. Mark, where can people find you at? Where are you trying to plug?
Another Mark on everything. I got a lot of comic book and manga stuff I'm working on, because like I like doing my Toku reviews, but I kind of want to have more stuff that kind of like a garnish to my podcast, and I talk about that stuff on there, especially with Power Rangers getting into the Darkest Hour soon, which is going to be an insane year-long event. So I'm going to be doing a lot of catching up. Instead of going by issues, I'm going to go by volumes of the comics, so it's easier to follow along. It's something I've been doing with the Massive Verse. Instead of me reviewing the comics, I'm like, okay, check out volume 1, here's volume 2, because it's easier. More people go into trades, $9 compared to buying one comic every month. It's a lot easier. Working on more merch designs. So I'm gonna have some more sellout merch soon, probably another month or so. Some nice mashups between some anime and some Kamen Rider, some horror and some Kamen Rider, and because I'm all about making money, because I have a really ugly robot to pay off.
How about you design an ugly clusterfuck mech that's all the Geats writers like just combine into a mech?
I actually, when I saw the robot, I was like, I wonder if I could do my own, like, what's the opposite of Shin? And I was like, I'm gonna figure this out, and I'm gonna do whatever the exact opposite of that is, and I'm gonna just do my own.
I mean, Shin can have so many different terminologies, from new to true.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's different aspects. Or as opposed to Shin, you can call it Ni.
Or Hen.
So
and Shin. Ooh, they're gonna catch on.
It'd be Henblade. It'll be a mech made out of all the Blade Riders.
Listen, I've been trying to work on Blade merch, but I love Blade so much that nothing has passed my.
You gotta prep it up for next year. Next year is the 20th, so you gotta prep that shit up.
Right
I'm warning everyone right now. I'm gonna be obnoxious. You guys are gonna hate me. Like I'm gonna, like, you don't understand. I'm gonna crack open the CSMs live on stream. Okay, they're factory sealed.
Go for it.
I want to see.
All right, Cloudy, what you got to plug?
I got two things. Well, one, also, I've been being, in the background, I've been judged by John all night because he's like, why haven't you progressed in Tears of the Kingdom, the story, at all? Because I haven't. And I'm like, when I get there, I want to be as overpowered as I can. It's like an RPG, okay? I haven't satisfied myself with how strong my character is yet.
Look, I can tell you that the story enemies, fairly easy.
I can imagine, but here's the thing. I still want to be able to one-shot them in my level 60 armor. I got it. But other than that, I do have two things that are coming out that's going to be very interesting. They're actually, one of them is not mine. So if you guys know, Cydrixar, great guy, does a lot of cool music stuff on YouTube. You should check him out. If you don't know, one of his videos that he's kind of infamous for is his 16-hour 500 two-parter where he does his favorite music in all of like tokusatsu and stuff. There's going to be a sequel to that with double the amount of songs. So for any of you who like Toku music in very good quality, please catch that.
Look, I already don't sleep doing a lot of my shit. How does this man have this time?
I don't understand.
That's coming out. That's gonna be fun. I hope you guys enjoy.
Like the rendering of that large of a file, even though there's like no real like visuals to it besides the title card.
It's still gonna take time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's
if your computer croaks in the middle of exporting that, you got to start all the way fucking over.
It's gonna be
not with DaVinci Resolve. You don't have to anymore.
Yeah, everyone's got DaVinci Resolve, right? But that's gonna be fun. I hope you guys take your afternoons to listen to that. That's gonna be.
I don't even have that much time. 500 songs. I don't even listen. Like I can't even.
It's 1,000 songs.
It's like you start on it today, you'll finish next year.
It's 1,000 songs, Mark. It's 1,000.
I can't even name 1,000 songs.
They were watching this whole compilation on like
for 2 weeks.
My Discord.
It took us 2 weeks.
And they were on it for hours.
It was great. Just listen. That's all we did.
That's all they did.
So I really hope that's built some hype for when this 4-parter releases. They're going to be an amazing quality, like every intro. So please be very excited. I'm so excited to hear this. And the last thing is, that's going to be secret. Actually, I'll tell you about that later.
Non-stop NDAs. Neat.
All right. So that's it. That's all I got.
That was a quick side plug for the guys over on Henshins and Homies, just because they had that interview with Tom Constantine right before we went live. So, of course, their VOD should be up, obviously. So go check those guys out for that interview. Like, definitely.
When I saw it before I jumped in here, it was really good. I was like, this is fun. This is what I like to see. Like, not so.
I'll have it on in the background while I play Tears of the Kingdom, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, speaking of something to have on in the background, for you Ultraman fans out there, all two of you, this is the last thing. I don't know if any of you heard this because this came out like a few hours ago. By a few, I mean 2. There's going to be a new music stage show for Ultraman coming out fairly soon. I believe in, not fairly soon, like September or November, if I'm correct. So for any of you who are interested in that kind of stuff, please check that out as well.
Okay. Great.
I know there's no Ultraman fans. I'm just saying it.
There's like 5, maybe.
There's like 5, and one of them's
Wait,
Mark.
there's 33 people watching, so there's 2.
Yeah.
There's Mark right there.
He's one. I don't care. I'm on here, so I don't count.
No.
33.
It's all good.
So on that note, we're out of here, and we will catch you all next week, where if there's no new news, then I guess we're just talking toys. So until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye.